Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Kooblings! I'm back this week, episode 376, Switch to Time Capsule. I missed you guys last week.
Becca, we missed you too.
We absolutely did. Always.
You guys had a good episode last week. I listened to it while I was away.
Yeah,
I was traveling. You were.
You had tried to derail the show and stuff. I had to like run it like a Rebecca.
You did a good job, Delvin.
Derail happened.
It did. But different.
I was away visiting friends, but I'm back now, and I'm feeling good. We got a good episode today. I'm excited.
Glad you're feeling good.
Yeah. I've been sick, actually, so I wasn't feeling good, but I'm feeling better now. Josh is super sick. He's, like, feeling worse today than he was the past couple days. I think he's getting hit worse than me. I don't know what he has, but he's, like, in bed coughing and
probably the same thing I had, what that was, a couple months ago?
Yeah. But you had like the flu, didn't you?
Yeah, I was dying.
I don't know if he has it that bad. He doesn't have like a fever. He's coughing, congested. I don't know, but
yeah, I was going to meet the Lord.
Yeah.
But then he decided he didn't want me, so it's fine. He's like, never mind.
I watched the Lilo and Stitch remake movie yesterday, the live action Lilo and Stitch.
What did you think of it?
So everyone's saying like, "Oh my god, it looks so bad. All these live action Disney remakes are doing too many."
I thought it looked great.
It was good. It was really good. We watched the original, like the normal one, like a couple days before, just to have it fresh in our minds and compare. And like the acting, I think the acting was the best part. The little girl that played Lilo, she was so good. She was like great casting. The girl who played her older sister, Nani, she was amazing. The only thing that like my biggest criticism, I feel like, is the pacing was really like not great. So like I know that they're gonna change some stuff. You know, they had a lot of like nods to the original. It was the same plot, everything like that. The parts that were like the fan favorite parts that like were expected to stay the same, it feels like they really just like rushed through those, and like the delivery of some of the lines was like not great. It was like just really fast, like just like to get it over with kind of thing. And then like the new parts lasted a little bit too long. But I think it was worth seeing. Stitch was really cute. The girl was really cute. I would recommend it. It's one of the better live action ones I think that Disney's doing.
Here's my hot take about those live actions. I prefer when they just go stray away from the original formula of the movie.
Yeah.
Like Aladdin. Aladdin was the same, but it was really different. So I kind of dug that it was different in the movie and it gave it its own feel. I don't like when they make a shot-for-shot remake of the movie because it's like we already got that. We already have the animated movie, which is
exactly
pretty much perfect. So why do we need the same thing over again?
And it's not going to be like if they do it like shot for shot, line for line, like the delivery of it's not going to be as good. You know, you're not going to prefer it no matter what because it's not the same. But yeah, it was a good one. I would recommend that one if you were a fan of the original Lilo Stitch. Stitch is so popular right now.
Stitch is great.
All the little girls at my school have like Stitch merchandise. Like it's like way bigger than it ever was right now.
And that's why they do these movies. So a whole new generation can go buy this stuff from a character that's like 30 years old.
Yep. 30. Oh God, don't say that.
Is it
not
30?
No,
it's
not
like,
yet.
Like 10, 20, right? It's like
original movie came out in 2002, so it's 20.
Jesus.
20 some. Yeah. I haven't been doing a ton of gaming. I've been watching people play games. I wanted to ask you guys, do you get enjoyment out of watching people play your favorite games and watching them like see the reveals for the first time? Because over the past week, I got to do that twice. Once when I was visiting my friends down in Virginia, while the boys were down playing their Sonic or whatever they were playing, I was watching my friend DM. She was playing Undertale. She was at the very end. She went through the whole true pacifist ending, and I watched and helped her, and she experienced that ending for the first time. And it was enjoyable. And then a couple days ago, Josh is playing through Life is Strange, the original one, and he just finished episode 4. He's getting close to the end. The very end of episode 4 is when you find out who is the one who is like behind everything, who I'm not going to say who. And just like the shock of it. Like, I love watching people like experience that and feel the feelings that I felt. So I was wondering if you guys like to do that too.
Absolutely not. I'm not gonna watch none of you people play video games. Not gonna lie.
Like, not even like people like your friends or like your partner or someone who like going through the same emotional experience with certain parts of games. You don't like that?
Not even a little bit. Come on, let's be honest here. What dork spends 2 to 3 hours a week just talking about video games and playing video games on a stream? Who the fuck does that type of shit? Get the fuck out of here. Absolutely not.
What do you mean?
No. Donnie got it.
No, I'm
Donnie
being sarcastic.
I don't watch, but I'll sometimes go pop in somebody's stream that I like, that I'm cool with, and I'll drop some dollars in there. Drop a couple of bucks.
I'm not even talking about like just like people like watching on Twitch or watching like strangers, like sharing it like with people in your life and like watching them go through. Or it could be on Twitch. It could be the same way.
My son, who's like in the next room, calls me and sees stuff like, I don't care. Just go enjoy your experience.
I am very different. I love watching especially if it's a game like that. I know that I love and I'm sharing it with them. Like, watching Josh go through Life is Strange for the first time has been like a really cool experience. Like, watching him discover all the things that like I remember discovering and like piecing it together and kind of hearing his predictions and being like, I know the truth and you're figuring it out. I like it.
I rather like hearing people talk about it afterwards than as opposed to watching them experience. Like, just come tell me what you thought of it and stuff like that. Like whether you liked it, whether you didn't like it. Like stuff like I used to get that a lot with Telltale's Walking Dead, because people know I like that series so much. So when people get to all the big keystone moments, they'll tell me about it and stuff like that. Or because of PSVG, people are messaging me about the Dark Pictures anthology game. Like, hey, that wasn't that bad.
Nobody messaged you that.
Yes, they have.
No, they did not. Absolutely nobody. Don't even try that. I'm not letting that slide.
Yes, they have.
That's some fake AI nonsense, Delvin. Fake news.
I don't know, Donnie. What do you think? Have you ever had an experience like that, where like Melissa or Jack or like anybody that you're watching them play like one of your favorite games, or like, and what's gonna happen, or like watching them figure out a puzzle that
No.
Wow.
I guess I have a story this week about games that I'm playing that sort of dovetails into that area. But how you're describing it, no, I don't think I'm not rich in.
It's like showing somebody like a movie that you love, or like having them listen to a song that you love, and like.
As a father, I could tell you, prepare for disappointment. My kids hate all the songs and movies I show them. They're like, this is lame.
That's why you have friends and a partner like me, because I don't know. I think it's really cool.
I'm fortunate.
It is.
My kids are the opposite. They like.
Yeah, yours are. Yeah, my son is more and more becoming the opposite. In his teenage years, he's more open to it. In his younger years, and even then, like, I watched Tombstone with him because he was asking me about like old cowboy movies, and I was like, we should watch Tombstone. It's great. He was bored out of his mind. So like I have too many of those to really get there. But I just don't think I have the right, like, I don't think I've ever lived with a person like that, Rebecca. Like Melissa doesn't play games on her own.
And likewise, I'll play his favorite games and he watches me and helps me, or like, guides me through it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my best example of that is you guys.
Yeah,
talking with you guys and our listeners, being able to share something like a game like a Neck Break or a Golf Story, like, and be like, oh my god, guys, I love this game. And
but you prefer, like Delvin, you prefer hearing our thoughts afterwards rather than like watching me.
Even afterwards or while you're playing.
Jack does not like the video games that I like. We don't like the same video games. It's sometimes I get him. Like to this day, he really hates that I'm not that into Red Dead Redemption 2. But like I got him started on that path because I was like, you should play The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I did that like 2 years ago, and he went from that to like he played Gone Home. He just played like every story game. He played Edith Finch, and then eventually led him to it led him down to Red Dead Redemption. He played
listen, he could be playing a lot worse than Red Dead Redemption. That's a good game.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Even if you don't like it.
I just tease him for it. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Well, that answers my question.
Yeah. Until this week, I didn't really watch people play video games. Like I've watched Sean a little bit, but not really. Like I hang out with Sean while he plays video games.
Yeah. I used to do the same thing.
I don't really Twitch or anything like that. I've never done that.
So you're not like, Sean, I really want you to play this game, and then you go and watch him experience what you experienced.
No, absolutely not. Half the time I'm barely paying attention to whatever he's playing.
I want to see their reactions. I want to see like their live, like pure, not just like their thoughts afterwards, but like the raw emotion of like, what they look like when they're seeing what the twist is, like the what?
Wow. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Maybe I just missed that wave. It's super popular, right? Like especially in our spaces. Yeah. You guys are streamers, though. To me, that makes all the sense in the world. Like when you say that, all I hear is like years of talking to you replay in my head. Growing up playing games co-op, playing local games, playing with people. Like your gaming habits very social.
Yes.
My gaming habits very insular. Like I normally have like this outlet. This is the social aspect of it for me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Same for me.
Okay.
Not a bad thing either, by the way.
Hopefully, people who are listening, couple of you.
Oh, there's a ton in the chat.
Yeah.
Everybody is backing you up on that one.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the only other thing I've been up to this week. Oh, I wrecked house in Mario Party yesterday. I was playing with a couple of my friends, and oh my god, I was like 5 stars ahead. Like, oh my gosh, I was so good. It was like the best I ever did in Mario Party. Good feeling. Everyone was pissed. It was one of those ones that like everybody was like so bitter about it. It was great.
You love to see it.
Yeah, love to see it. That's still a good game. I'm not going to buy the upgrade for the Switch 2. I asked everybody else who was playing, are you going to buy the upgrade for the Switch 2 for this game? They all said, nah.
I am.
Yeah, well, you'll enjoy it.
I got to do that Connect shit. I'm here for it. I'm going to jump. I'm going to hit those coins. I'm doing it.
Glad. You'll tell me how it is. And then I started Split Fiction with my friend yesterday. And it takes 2.
Okay.
It's very good.
I tried playing It Takes Two with my wife, and no.
I feel like
it takes more than 2, apparently.
It's not great for like a gamer and a non-gamer. Like it's too hard, I think.
Yeah, it's too much to ask. Yeah, she's just falling everywhere.
Like some of the things it takes it takes multiple times for me to get.
Yep.
So that's what I have been up to. I have 3 more weeks of school. I don't know how I'm gonna survive. I'm like praying each day that I come home alive.
And you guys really go into into June then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We don't start until the end of August though.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad.
I graduated a person this week.
Yeah, congrats. Yeah. Congrats to her.
Thank you. Yeah, they're all done. Just a month full of graduation parties left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those go into like July sometimes.
So many kids. Oh, Rebecca, I've got to send you this link. The superintendent lady that spoke at their show, 100% like took some Valium or something to ease the nerves ahead of time because it did not go well.
Oh no!
I know the difference in those slurs. She's not drunk. Yeah. That's not alcohol.
Right. What do you get? Some playing or up to or whatever?
I got a lot. So
I'll go because mine is short. I haven't been playing much because I played Doom, still playing Doom, and
nice.
Then I was told I have to go to a farmer's market with my girls, so I went to a farmer's market.
How far are you in Doom?
I'm still not far. Not far at all. And we got some farmer's market honey, the scam they always try to tell you.
Oh, honey.
Yeah. I just put some in my coffee if y'all saw that.
I did see. Yeah, I was wondering what it was.
Yeah, because they say it like cures or it ails all sicknesses and stuff like that.
Sure.
Listen to people.
Yeah.
Listen to people in the phone book. They tell you this sucker kills
Listen,
cancer, everything.
The three big things that I think are like powerful healers are honey, cinnamon, and lavender are like amazing.
I was gonna go with aloe.
I'm like,
that too.
Yeah.
I'm like, just put the fucking honey in the bag. So I don't give a fuck.
I mean, honey's great.
It's
Feeling
good.
Anything,
She's
anything in your
like,
lungs, your throat, any phlegm, allergies, you need the honey.
my girl was like, she wants the honey. We're getting the honey. I don't care. Like,
Absolutely.
You don't have to sell it to me. And then this Donnie appreciate this story because he probably shook his head just like I did. So we're at this farmer's market. We're walking around. My girl has on a Nirvana shirt, right?
I love this already.
No. Yeah. This is not what you think it is.
Uh-oh.
So of course, no. I wish they would have said that. And the guy was like, "Hey, you like Nirvana?" She's like, "I don't know who the fuck Nirvana is."
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I knew was going to happen. Yeah.
And I just looked at her, and I just, oh my god.
You're living TikTok, Delvin. This has been the thing on TikTok for years. My kids do this.
We have a lot of kids at our school who are
my daughter will have a couple of these shirts, and here's the thing, she's listened to all these songs for years because of me in the car, and they'd be like, "Hey, who's Nirvana?" She's like, "I don't know."
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I don't know. And I was like, "Why are you wearing the shirt then?"
It's embarrassing. You're like, "Take it off."
Yeah,
Listen, in middle school, true loved Nirvana. Like that was like my top listen to band. Like that was was not a poser, was not a hipster, was not just wearing it like everyone else was wearing it. I wrote an essay on Kurt Cobain in high school.
I don't know. There were posers, Nirvana posers in our age.
They are.
And I say
there
our
always
age.
have
I
been.
say our age.
There has been.
Okay.
Ever
People
since,
know.
like since he died, like yes.
Yeah,
always.
that's the key.
Yes.
Since he's passed away, people have been kind of like,
So it was like,
can I say something?
Oh no.
Can I say something?
Basic.
One that like I probably can't say the title of it on here.
Really?
Yeah, because I probably can't. And then
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, you do know which one I'm talking about. And then also
absolutely. It's in my top 3.
Lithium.
Lithium is also mine. I have
and Poly.
Ooh, it's a very good one.
So that'll be my third. Yeah, Jules knows.
Yeah.
Okay, but can I say something real quick? So I was born on March 27th, 1994, and Kurt Cobain died in early April 1994. So therefore, I can say with pretty strong certainty that I cried when Kurt Cobain died.
That's fast. Oh. I thought you were going to say you were reborn as Kurt Cobain.
I wish!
Yes.
So do you have a very loving attraction to Courtney Love?
No.
Oh, then you're not it.
Yeah.
I miss Hole.
I appreciate that you could be a big Nirvana fan, even though that you weren't around for what Nirvana was. Mm-hmm. I think that's the cool thing about music.
Yeah,
that's the cool
I
thing
love
about
Kurt
music.
Cobain so much.
You don't have to be there to appreciate the sound and everything that made that moment special because
the noise.
The noise. Me growing up in that era.
I would call it the noise more than the sound. Grunge was the noise movement.
That kind of like 90s MTV era where I was on the other side. I was heavy with the hip-hop stuff, like, the Nas, the Jay-Z's, the Biggies, the Pacs. I was still around the same time. 94 around that, like 92, 93, 94 around that time. The Pacs, the Wu-Tang Clan. Then seeing this other side, and this, not to be just to say what it was, seeing what the white people was listening to, and seeing Nirvana, be like, "Oh, this shit kind of slaps."
Yeah,
it's kind of like that. Man, fuck, they doing over there. This kind of cool. I kind of dig this stuff, And it's just really cool that there's some groups that just transcend race. Like you just like I know who the fucking Nirvana is because they played on MTV. Like Smells Like Teen Spirit is like a part of part of culture. There are so many like covers of it. Wrestlers used it. People know that song, and that album cover. Honestly, never mind. People just recognize that. That's like an iconic album cover. It's
referenced in so many places.
Yeah.
It changed music.
One other thing that I want to say about Kurt Cobain is that he loved cats and had a really soft spot for cats and animals in general. But there's so many. If you Google Kurt Cobain cats, there's hundreds of pictures with him like playing with little kittens and stuff. Like he's just a softie.
That's awesome.
And I love that.
There are some groups that I kind of just define with the 90s. I think the Chili Peppers is one of them. Nirvana's one of them, in terms of like rock groups and stuff like that.
Pearl Jam.
So when I hear those songs, I just go back to that era. And it's just like really cool. Just that era of music, just how and I guess that's why I like that era of music better, because it was just everything was just vastly different. And no matter what genre you was in, whether you was an R&B, hip hop, rock, rap, different. The Fugees weren't doing what Tupac was doing, and I kind of missed that era.
Kyle.
Like now, like pop music is pop music. Pop music is pop music, but like back then it was like on the radio you wouldn't just hear like what.
Oh
like,
my God, that's Smash Mouth.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying, Delvin.
Yeah, even like if you go to pop music, Britney Spears. Christina Aguilera,
that's where I'd argue that's where that kind of
that turning point is. Yeah,
but I'm gonna get to the other part of that. You also had groups like 112, Boys to Men, Jodeci, that were like kind of pop, but they were R&B pop. So it's kind of like, all right,
there's an R&B song that's very famous.
Whitney Houston.
Well, I was just gonna bring up because.
Awesome.
There's a famous interview where Kurt Cobain was like surprised about Madonna ticket prices being like $50. He was like, she's charging $50 to get into a concert. Their tickets were like $15, and
Madonna ain't charging $50 before.
Scream if he saw the ticket prices today. Holy crap!
Yeah, ain't $50 no more. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I've always considered. I think most people have, but I've always considered that's drug abuse for sure, but that was his lasting internal strife with himself, as he couldn't come to grips with what his band, his music was being turned into.
His daughter, continues his legacy, and I think does a good job of like controlling who can use his music and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, gaming.
Yeah. My turn?
Sure.
Yeah, it's on you.
Sure. Well, I have games to talk about. Unlike some people,
I talked about games today, so
it's a lot. Yeah. All right. So I'm playing Daemon X Machina on my Switch Lite, like in between things. I'm sure I'm not alone, but like there's lots of people, I think, as we enter the last week of Switch, that are like starting to like maybe revisit things. And I wanted to like boot up Daemon X Machina again before the new one comes out, like just to get I always like the game. Very interested to see how different the new one is, but I've been playing that a little bit. And then a couple things. First of all, I was opening up YouTube. I've been off all week. My daughter graduated, so I've had a lot of time to either catch up around the house or play some video games. And I opened up YouTube one day, and I got recommended a video, and I was shocked to have learned a year late that a new Busted Move game exists.
Oh,
This is Puzzle Bobble Every Bubble, which is why I probably never realized.
You didn't know about it before?
I did not, no.
Oh.
And I immediately purchased it, and I bought it that day. Also, I mentioned to you guys privately that I had bought a copy of Hello Kitty, and I was excited for my wife. The seller kind of completely screwed me over. He didn't like the bid that I wanted at, so he just never shipped it. And we went back and forth for like 3 weeks until it was canceled. So to fix that, My Sims went on sale, and I got this for $25.
Oh yeah, I was
like,
that.
well, we will try this one. So I've had both of these games this week, and I have been sitting on the couch playing with my wife. And that was the whole point of buying both these games. I introduced her to Bust a Move many years ago, and we have not played it in like over a decade. But that introduction led us to Peggle, which we played for like a decade. She loves Peggle. And I was like, I've got a new Bust a Move game we have to play. So we're playing the story mode, and we're just going through and clearing the story mode. The difference between Peggle and this is that this comes with like a lot more time constraints and a lot more. So there's a little bit more anxiety to it. So it's kind of giving it to her. She's like, oh my God, I can't take this. And she feels bad when we lose. She's like, I'm sorry. Or like there's lots of times where I'm clearing my side and then I have to jump over, help her clear her side. I'm like, I'm on my way. Like, so we're having a lot of fun going through this. We're trying to beat the game. There's 1,000 stars. You have to collect a bunch of levels. And there's time constraints. I'm having a blast with it. It is bust a move. I will say, like, if you're asking for a review of the game, like, I think it's like $40 or $50. Like, it's a lot to ask. It's a big ask for a bust a move game. I would imagine that. There is online play. So if you're like really into it, but if you're like that, you probably already knew this came out before I did.
Somebody should have told you. They know how much you love that game.
But it has local co-op. I absolutely messaged Sean immediately because Sean and I both like the Bust a Move, and I was like, Sean, you got to get it. It has local co-op, so you can play the story mode together. It has a Space Invaders Bust a Move crossover where all of the things are up there and they start dropping, and you have to clear this entire section out as the Bust a Move character. It's really fun. But that's kind of all it has. So I feel like for a $40 or $50 game that's mainly just a little match puzzle game, it feels like not a lot of content given the asking price. I would imagine, like, if you're a listener, you've never played it and you want to try it, I would imagine like a sale at like $15 or $20 is like the sweet spot. But if you like Bust a Move and you haven't played a new one like me in a long time, then this one exists and you can go play it and it looks great. It's very cute and colorful. You can be Bub and Bob, and there's different variants, and you can put hats and stuff on. So my wife and I are enjoying that. We play a couple levels every night, and it's nice. I love playing video games with her. We don't get a lot of chances to do that. So this is a great option for someone if you have a partner where maybe they're not that into video games. Right? This is great. Okay.
That is, yeah.
That said,
better than Split Fiction.
I want to talk about this game.
Okay.
Yes, tell me, because I was literally looking at that and like considering it, but then like saw mixed reviews, so I want to know what you thought.
I'm dying to talk about this game.
Please.
I never played this on the Wii. The reason that I got it, well, one, I wanted to get something like this to see if I could get Melissa into playing. But two, I bought my Go Vacation game, that other Wii game.
I remember that
kind
one.
of like that me-like game, and I had a lot of fun with it. I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll like this. So I'm sitting on the couch. I'm watching Melissa play, and it's like probably I would say like my first Sims experience. Like, of course, there are games that have Sims. I've seen Sims games before. I'm aware of how they're played, but I've never really played a Sims game. I'm partaking in extracurricular activities, right? And that changes experiencing this game in a completely different way.
Oh God.
And it's amazing. Like, I was having the time of my life watching her try to figure out all the different, like, I would say the different mechanics. It's not really mechanics, just menu navigation and how to resize the house and how to add the roof. And she deleted all of it at one point. It was just hilarious. She'd spent like 30 minutes making a house and they hit the wrong button and it just all went away. They have very Animal Crossing-like mannerisms, the little people. You go around, you collect fruit and stuff. You get little missions to do. But it's just been a treat watching my wife kind of like adapt to something new. Like, it's so excited to go in there and put flowers around and got to put it in the right place.
Yeah, I've been there.
So we're building out all these different shops. She has to build a shop, which she let me do, which I felt privileged. I was allowed to touch the controller. And I built a shop with like these gnomes on the top, and I'm trying to like make it goofy. I'm like, can we put a fountain on top? She's like, stop messing up the aesthetic of my village. She's very, very caring about where.
Wait, so there's lots of good cuts. Oh, jeez.
The only like real, I wouldn't even call it like a nitpick, but the game it's a Wii game, so it's built around like the Wii motion controls, which you don't have, right? We're playing a Pro controller, so you got to move around a lot with the stick. I was thinking, I'm pretty sure EA is not going to do it, but damn, would it be really cool to get a Switch 2 update for mouse controls?
Mouse control
in this game would be really nice.
Yeah, they're not gonna do
but it's so silly. It's so silly and dumb. I've never really gotten into games like this. Like I've definitely done like city builders. Like I love that, like doing like some RTS or something. But this game really has no goal except to just have fun and build houses and shit. Like you complete missions, but you don't even have to do it if you don't want. And this is a great high game. Like it really is. I can't tell you.
It's been like on the box.
It's been like the highlight of my week. I'm telling you, like it's so like I'm excited. I'm like, can we play video games again tonight? Like it's so entertaining to sit back and watch.
Fun. That is
and just
fun.
watch her head like work. Just watch her brain like try to work into the video game. I'm having a blast. And so far we've only played the My Sims game. We haven't even gotten to the Kingdom part, which is a separate game. It's a dual pack, and the Kingdoms part's like all castles and kings and stuff. You can do like royal weddings and stuff, I guess. But yeah, it's a blast. It's real goofy. It's real dumb. But it is nostalgic. Like it makes me miss Mies. You know, I'm just like, and this shit was awesome. Like, can we do some more of this? I hope we are. And I think it's going to be a theme throughout our show today because the listeners were on point with questions this week, which I did dive up some answers. So just know that when I start reading you my answers, I have a heavy influence, and it's My Sims. Like it definitely was like, oh my God, this is good shit. So I'm having a blast.
Love that. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. It's like one of the few times besides Animal Crossing, but it's weird because it's like, I know Animal Crossing, so it's not as enjoyable to watch her do Animal Crossing. Also, it just Animal Crossing doesn't seem nearly as funny. It's like, it's more tedious.
Yeah.
Like this is way more sillier than that. So I'm like enjoying watching her play.
It's probably, not as fun to watch somebody play Animal Crossing.
Yeah. So, great fit. I'm having a blast.
I probably won't get it, but I did have my eye on it.
Yeah. I'm glad it was cheap, right?
Yeah.
That's a good part. Got it for cheap.
You didn't start Hello Kitty then because you didn't get it
Get it. Yeah, I didn't get it at all. They just canceled the order. So now I got to wait to find another deal.
Oh.
And that game is like, I'm not sure if they did a limited print on it. There aren't a lot of they either did a limited print or people that have it aren't selling it.
I think the physical came out after the digital, so I think people who wanted the game probably got it digitally. Yeah.
There isn't a lot of used copies out there, and they almost all sell at full price. So I'm like, I'm waiting on like a Black Friday sale or something.
Yeah, because I think also the physical is like the more expensive version of it. There's like 2 digital versions where like you can get extra stuff if you buy the more expensive one.
Mm-hmm.
So
man, it's fun. It's fun.
Cool. All right. Anything else before we jump into the news?
No. Let's get to that news, baby.
Okay. First thing, we've got some game chat enforcement policy stuff. So during game chat session, a recording of the last 3 minutes is always being saved for moderation purposes. If you report someone for inappropriate behavior, it will be sent to Nintendo for review. Nintendo does not have access to recordings unless someone is reported. We know this. We knew this as soon as we saw the camera, right? Like that direct, what did I tell you? Like some stuff's about to happen. We're about to get some headlines. They're still coming, but just know that Nintendo has a process for dealing with it. I think people also, I don't think it was discovered this week. I think we knew it, but I saw it. I think because of this, I saw it going around. Remember, to use game chat, you do have to 2-factor using your phone number. So they'll have a tidy to every person that's using it. They'll have a phone number to contact. So that's Nintendo's way of policing what I expect to be lots of dicks in Mario Party at some point. like it's going to happen.
So if I'm playing Mario Party and somebody tells me "fuck you" for stealing my star, I can report them and get them banned.
You
could. Anyway. Don't do that.
Somebody could do it to me.
Correct. Yeah. If you're crushing your family in Mario Party again, if you're just tormenting them all with your greatness, they could just report you.
Wow.
And then it's enough to review the video, and they're gonna be like, "She's not being inappropriate. She's just the goat." They saw greatness and got envious.
Got it. Okay.
This was
only 3 minutes though. So like, if something you gotta act fast though. Like 3 minutes,
act quick.
Not a long time.
Yeah, you gotta act quick.
You can't like wait until after the Splatoon match or something.
I hope it keeps people honest. I also hope it's not like a false. Like I hope it's enforced. Because there's a reason, like people have made fun of Nintendo voice chat for a long time, and there's a reason they don't, and it's because of online moderation. It's a nasty world out there online in spaces, so Nintendo will start dealing with it.
I'm about to be like Denzel in Training Day. I'm putting cases on all you motherfuckers.
I'm surgical as shit.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
God.
Oh, I hope it means a nice online environment. I'm not expecting to use a whole lot of game chat, but on the off chances that I do, I hope it's a decent time. Hope it's not awful. I don't want to go back to Xbox Live circa 2009.
Oh, that was an era. I was called so many N-words.
I think it's a big reason people are like, you play multiplayer? I'm like, no. That might be a big reason because I grew up in that era. Like, absolutely not.
Yeah, you're like 6. What are you doing?
I'm trying to enjoy my evening. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, that was a time.
So some rumors popped up this week revolving around a DS game, Hotel Dusk 215. This is a game that was developed in 2007 by Sing. And it's a point-and-click mystery adventure game where you navigate the hotel, you have conversations with people in the hotel and the staff, and you solve puzzles. Chapters usually end with some sort of interrogation that acts like a boss fight. Well, Nintendo recently registered a new trademark for this game, which is the first time its Western name has been officially trademarked. This would be made by the same developer that recently worked on the Another Code games. So this looks like this is maybe coming back, and this would be in the next step. That they're kind of remaking these Sing DS games, from the aughts, from the 2000s. I have never heard of this game ever.
I have.
I've heard of it, Hotel Dusk.
And the DS, probably my biggest blind spot of all Nintendo, is I never even had a DS, let alone, knew much about the games.
It's supposed to be really good too.
That's the thing. So I started looking around and seeing people's reactions. People are legit excited for this. There's a lot of people that really like this game. Definitely don't think it's for me. I went and watched some review and some gameplay. No. It's just like, almost like a visual novel. It's like very...
It's like that other
heavy.
one, the Famicom Detective Club type of game, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. MEO.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe that's
it's just
something
not
that they're...
I thought it was... it's not a Nintendo first party?
I'm not sure. I don't think I wrote down who's working on it, which I should
29 people.
I forget. It was
close working relationship with Nintendo. So it's like kind of one of those like second party type of games,
no, it's
I
a
guess.
second party relationship. I forgot who they had working on it.
Yeah.
They missed out on the name. They should have called this Hotel California.
I was going to say Arc System Works, but I don't think that's right. I think I'm misremembering something.
Makes me want to get back into Ace Attorney.
Hotel California. It's a lovely place.
Yeah, it's very much in that vein. Arc System Works. Yeah, I had it
Oh,
right.
it was Arc
Look at
System.
there.
Okay.
Yeah. So it looks like maybe they've got a deal just to remake a bunch of Sing games with Arc System Works.
Cool.
Or maybe somebody at Arc System Works wants to do this. They're like, hey, we like these games. We want to bring them back.
My thing with most visual novels is that they are boring as shit. there are exceptions, but
That's why I say it's not for me. But people
For the
really
most
like
part.
the writing and the characters.
Danganronpa, I think, is a really good one. This one I heard is really good.
Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
I love Ace Attorney.
Ace Attorney's a really good one. There's a couple more out there. There was a Birdman, Harvey Birdman game that was on. I want to say it was on DS and PSP. That was really good. I used to love that game.
3DS had a lot of this stuff too, right? So
yeah, they did a lot of it.
Yep. Get excited if these are your things. If you're into the MEO and Another Code, and like you're getting more of this type of stuff, so there's definitely an audience for it, or they wouldn't keep making it.
Look,
so
man.
Don't be surprised if that pops up at a show at some point.
I love the Eagles. Just saying.
We've got games and NSO updates. So on the game front, we're getting Game Boy games: Survival Kids, Gradius, the Interstellar Assault, Kirby Star Stacker, and Sword of Hope.
What are Survival Kids?
You guys excited?
I didn't ever know about Survival Kids before this week, but it looks like a me game.
Aren't they bringing that back?
It looks like Link's Awakening. It's not, but it looks like it.
This kind of looks dope.
Doesn't it?
Wasn't Survival Kids? Survival Kids was in the direct.
Was it?
A new one. There's a new one.
What?
Yeah.
This looks
I
cool.
think I thought that's why they were doing this.
Oh.
Because there's a new one. There was that. Remember, it was like when the direct skipped out, and there was like that. I guess like a multiplayer cartoon
that's
game.
that.
I think that's that.
Okay.
I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I have not looked into it. I think that's that. And I think this is the old one because I remember when that game was announced. I remember people were like, it's like a not a remake, but it's like a reimagining of that.
Yes, there is. It comes out. It comes on the Switch release day. Switch 2 release day. It's called Survival
Yeah.
Kids.
Huh. Well,
Yeah,
I
so
want
I
to check out. I haven't had a chance, but I want to check out this Game Boy one.
The trailer was. I mean, it was like I'm not gonna play it. It's a Game Boy.
The
game,
new
but
one doesn't look that great.
It's pretty interesting because, like, yeah, you wash up ashore, you find a backpack, and it's like you combine all the elements to like make a fire, and you can like cook stuff, but it also looks like a Game Boy, and I mean this in the best Game Boy ways. It's like Pokemon the card game where every action is like a menu that you dive into a menu into a menu into. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go back to that personally, but nostalgia. I wish you guys the best. You can report.
I'm gonna
back
try
to
it.
us, Rebecca.
I will.
Yeah, I'll try the original one.
Cool.
I like that kind of game.
Or maybe I should try the remake, and Rebecca tries the original one, and we can discuss.
There you go.
if
There
it's-
we
Yeah,
go.
I wasn't particularly intrigued by the pitch for the new one either. Like,
The new one
was
doesn't look
like,
that
I
great.
just saw the graphics, and I don't like the graphics.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah,
graphics,
yeah.
and it's co-op.
Yeah.
But I'll try it. What the heck?
Well, don't eat into that Breath of the Wild time too much. I gotta tell you, Delvin, I'm getting excited.
I am too.
Like I am ready to play Breath of the Wild again. I was watching too many Breath of the Wild YouTube videos last night. Like I was just like, I feel it. Like I'm like, let's go. I'm ready to do this.
For a second, I thought Walmart fucked me over.
Why?
Because I gotta your Walmart app sends you like notifications and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a notification and I clicked on it because I go to shop at Walmart quite often, and it showed me all like the stuff I bought and stuff like that. So when I clicked off of it, it didn't show me my Switch pre-order. It was like gone. So I had I actually had to type in Nintendo Switch 2 and it came up. But it was like on like the normal list of things, it was not showing up at all. But once I typed it in, it said it was pre-ordered and stuff like that. It should be good. It was
Now
weird,
I kind of want to check mine.
because
I
before
would
it
have gotten an
always show
email,
up
right?
like
Yeah.
you get an email. Before it would just show up immediately as soon as I go on my Walmart app, but it just stopped showing up. I had to like search for it. But it was there. All is well.
Nice.
You have my money.
Very good. I did not realize that a lot of the cheats and hacks and stuff of the last time I played Breath of the Wild have been patched out.
Oh.
The last time I replayed it, I was cheesing the shit out of that game. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do all the things."
Of what
And
game?
then Breath of the Wild.
Oh.
And then I watched one last night, and the person was like, "It was just like, here's a 2025 update on what Breath of the Wild." It was like, "This is gone, and this is gone," and they stopped it. I was like, "No!"
Well, I have still never updated my Tears of the Kingdom from the patch out the duplication glitch. I never updated that patch.
Nice. Yeah, I think they closed that loop. I remember that.
They did it
It
fast,
was
yeah.
The third time I played that game was a lot of fun because I just had like a million diamonds and swords and stuff. It was so much fun. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I'm going to have to do it the old way. Which, last night in my thoughts when I was just watching it, sitting on the couch, I was thinking of something. I feel like maybe I said this before, but if I didn't, I definitely wanted to reiterate it. I think one of the things that might be lost with Tears of the Kingdom for Breath of the Wild, in hindsight, right? 2020, everything's in hindsight. In Tears of the Kingdom, you have access to the Sky Island like almost immediately. And obviously with the build mechanics and stuff, everybody's building planes and speeder bikes you can fly. It really takes away a lot of the reward that we had in Breath of the Wild for like reaching new heights. And while that was very tedious and you had to build up your stamina and like we all complained about the rain and everything in 2017, there was a really great like reward for seeing a peak and then getting there. Like you had to earn it. And I don't think that's there in Tears of the Kingdom.
Because you can just take a rocket and launch yourself up there.
So the grind, I think, doesn't feel nearly as rewarding.
Right.
You're grinding, but for what? Like in Breath of the Wild, your grind was added progression. Like you were building something.
Right.
And I don't think Tears of the Kingdom quite has that balance right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm very excited.
I'm excited to go back
So excited
to
to
it
go back.
without all of those things because I feel like I'm
starting
so
complete
used to being
brand new.
able. Yeah,
Brand new
same.
save on my new cart, starting from scratch. We're gonna kick this old school. I
Yep.
can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Okay. In addition to the Game Boy games, we have new icons. Nintendo's doing a promotion where they have waves of icons. Wave 1 is happening now. There are a bunch of icons sitting around the NES and the 64. These are available until the 27th. So there's NES, Famicom systems, consoles, controllers. There's a Rob the Robot icon. There's a Famicom disk system, which I don't think I'd ever seen before.
Can I say something? I love this. I love seeing all of them. I was looking at all the icons, a lot of old hardware. My biggest problem is there's some things that I don't recognize and it doesn't have the name of it.
Yeah.
And I am so interested. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen this piece of
gotta go
hardware or
figure it
this
out.
accessory peripheral before. What is this? I wish it had the name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta go Google it. You gotta go figure it out.
Unfortunately, I'm old, so I probably know most of these things.
And then
Yeah,
I'll
I'd
send you a
never.
message.
I don't think I'd ever seen a Famicom disk system. They did have a top loader, which I have seen, and I was like, "That's cool. That's really cool that they threw that in there." On the 64 side, there's a Rumble Pack. There's N64 console. There's a bunch of different controllers. There's a 64 DD, which was pretty cool. You can make that your
I remember
icon.
that.
Lots of different N64 controller colors.
Yep, I changed mine immediately. N64 icon. So, Wave 2, we're being icons for the Game Boy Color, the GBA, and the SP. And then Wave 3, we're getting Super Famicom, Super Nintendo, and GameCube icons. And one of the icons they have represented at Wave is the Super Nintendo mouse pad. So
Who's going to pick that as their profile icon?
a lot of people with the Switch 2 and the mouse. A lot of people.
True.
And I'm almost
Absolute
wondering if that's
nerd.
like a tease of some sort of
Ooh.
mouse adapter, mouse pad, mouse controller thing that Nintendo might do.
I hope that they include the North American version of the Super Nintendo controller with the purple buttons because that's the one I know and love.
I'm a super Famicom. I like the color buttons myself. I imported my Super Nintendo Classic from Europe for that very reason. I was like, don't give me this nonsense. It's gray and purple.
I love the gray and purple. I
need
love
the
it.
colors.
I love
real
it.
colors, people. They're definitely going to make a mouse, right? We're going to get a Switch 2 mouse.
That was posted on the Discord. That was like, it looks realistic. It looks real.
I feel like I didn't see that. I believe earlier this week was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. So they had an interview with Koei Tecmo's Ryota Matsushita and Yosuke Hayashi. They talked about how the game takes place during the imprisoning war, how people of Hyrule fought together, fought the original Ganondorf. They said we're going to get to know the 4 masked sages from Tears of the Kingdom, which is awesome. They said each player can create their own battle strategy, and they talked a lot about how in Age of Imprisonment there will be a lot more enemies on screen, and the game will run at higher frame rates than Age of Calamity did. So hopefully that means 60 FPS confirmed. I still don't think that is confirmed, but I would think that's what that means. I love this. Games that people from all over, different backgrounds, different areas, can have a shared experience playing a video game. And that bond can bring people together, and it creates a common language that everyone shares. And I was like, of course, but also, that's awesome. It's great I love hearing that sort of stuff. So I really like that little video. The next one was about Mario Kart World featuring programming director Kenta Sato. They mentioned that Mario Kart World was in development for Switch 1. And while they were developing it, was difficult for them to incorporate all the different things that they wanted to do with it and establish a high frame rate. They said that performance was waning. So they discussed things like lowering the visuals, lowering the resolution. They even considered dropping the frame rate to 30 FPS.
My God.
And they said, quote, it was a tough situation. So development started in 2017, was initially
That's
planned
crazy.
for a Switch 1 game, but was moved to Switch 2 in 2020.
That's crazy.
So I totally think they were speccing out a game in 2017. That makes all the sense. They port Mario Kart, and they're like, now what can we do?
Yeah, I feel like saying it started in 2017 is like kind of being generous. Like they're thinking about it because
They're probably doing artwork,
Yeah.
ideas. So, but the crazy part to me isn't the 2017 part, which a lot of people took.
2020 part.
The crazy part to me is the 2020 part.
Which
They're
I
like, in
feel like
2020 they were like, Nah, next console. Let's wait.
It might have been part of where all these rumors came from of like, the Switch Pro, the Switch, how like back then we were saying stuff like that.
I'm sure they thought Switch 2 was coming a lot sooner than 2025. They did mention that the booster pass gave them a bit more time to continue development.
Yeah.
So they were kind of working on both at the same time. So that's pretty cool. They also shared a bunch of new artwork and stuff about the game. If you're out there and you want to go
official cow
sketch. We got some Fast Fusion info. At launch, the game will feature 12 tracks over 4 cups, and they are planning a free content update post-launch. They detailed their performance modes. So in docked, this is crazy. It's crazy that we are on a Nintendo podcast, and I'm about to read the following. Fast Fusion, when docked, will have a performance mode, a balance mode, a quality mode, and an ultra quality mode. So Delvin, when you get Fast Fusion, you got to remember you've got 4 modes to choose from when you play docked.
That's crazy.
Performance is 1080p 60, balanced is 1440 60, quality is 4K 60. They said all of the menus and HUD are in 4K. The gameplay might be at 1080. I think it may be dynamic. Ultra quality is the highest resolution, native 4K, but it runs at 30. And if you play it handheld, this is not docked. If you play it handheld, you get a performance and a quality mode. Performance being 1080 60, ultra quality being 1080 30 with a lot of extra details. They said that they are working. They are trying to bring a full 4K 60 mode as well as a 120 FPS performance mode. So Fast Fusion is I want to see what my new system can do. That's the game.
That's crazy.
Like, get that game and put it through all the paces.
That's crazy. That's dope, though. I never thought I'd see this on a Nintendo console, but here we are.
Remember, $15.
Is it coming on launch day for Switch 2?
Yeah. So,
how's it gonna? I wonder how it's gonna compete sales-wise with Mario Kart.
Probably not very well.
Not even
imagine not. Yeah, like this is definitely a little indie game, but the people that care, like if you want to see what your system is capable of,
and it's more of a racing game than Mario Kart.
Yeah, definitely.
Like if you're looking for racing,
what they do visually, for anybody that's never played like Fast Racing Neo, like their visuals are really great. Like they really do. They pull out all the stops. So this was a day one purchase. I've already pre-ordered it. So absolutely. Definitely going to play this. We have some more Switch 2 tidbits. A report came out of Bloomberg, which basically confirms the rumors that you and I talked about last week, Delvin. They were working with Samsung. And the Switch 2 is Samsung 8 nanometer die. Samsung says they have a pipeline to push 20 million chips by the end of March. So if Nintendo can make them, Samsung's like, we're here. We've got all the parts you need.
Oh, wait, I got my Samsung TV.
You did. Like, can you? I barely remember that conversation. You said you got it. You got a free TV?
Well, sort of. Okay, so here's what happened. In March, I noticed that my Verizon Fios bill was going up by $5, and
sons of bitches.
And I was not notified that it was going to be a $5 increase until it happened. And I was like, this is not acceptable. $60 more a year for the same speeds. Not on my watch. So I kindly Karen'd about it on the live chat or whatever. And I'm very nice to the customer service people. So at the root of it, sure, it was Karening, but I was very polite. And I was like, this is not acceptable. Like, number one, I was not told about it. Number two, I'm not getting any higher speeds or whatever. And they're like, let me see what I can do for you. And so they came back a couple minutes later and were like, we have, we can give you a special deal, a special promotion that's going on right now where you'll have the same speeds, but instead of paying $85 a month, you'll be paying $65 a month for 2 years before you go back up to the normal price. And I said, okay, like, sure, great. Thank you. Like, that's great. I would have been okay with paying, 80, just, what I was paying before, but this is even better. So they put me on that plan. And because I signed up for a new Verizon Fios plan during the promotional period, they had a special offer running where you could get either a 43-inch 4K Samsung TV for free or a 55-inch Samsung TV for $100. And I happen to be in need of a new TV anyway, because the current TV that I'm using, I literally looked, is from 2009. I looked, that's the year.
Nah, son.
And so I decided to do the $100 one.
Metal Gear Solid 4 TV days, Delvin.
Yeah.
She's got that cool Sony glow. That
was here. Look, this not this one. This was not the one.
I was like, yeah, that TV's from 1992.
That one, that one is the one that used to be in my family living room when I was growing up in high school, 2009. So it doesn't have any smart capabilities or anything like that. So I'm in need of a new TV anyway. So I'm like, I'll pay the $100 to get the 55-inch one, and it'll be perfect for the Switch 2. And it got delivered in 2 days, and now it's sitting in my living room, and we're gonna hook it up.
Nice. Perfect. Congratulations.
This
That's
is
an
a
awesome
lesson
deal.
to all the guys who are here. This is why you need a girl. Because I would sit there and be like, well, they fucked me. I ain't gonna do shit about it.
And now I only have to pay $65 a month for my internet for the
No,
next
I do
year.
this routinely. Like every time my contract, every couple years, I reevaluate, and then I go back to them. I go, I'm gonna cancel today, unless you give me some discount deals.
And if you're polite about it, they're more willing to work with you. They appreciate. I feel like if you're kind and patient and understanding.
100%. Yep.
Nah.
That's awesome.
Like, well, I got fucked over. Well, I guess gotta pay the extra $5.
Well, speaking of screens, in addition to Samsung saying they make all these chips, Bloomberg reports that Samsung is already pushing Nintendo to use their supply of OLED displays for a revision on the Switch 2.
Oh.
So, Switch 2 OLED. Get excited. We've already
I still think
it
should have been from start. It should have been.
I would gladly. We talked about this at PSVG this week. There is some interesting discussion as to whether or not OLED displays at that size can do VRR well. There's issues there that maybe need to be addressed. So I asked Dev, I was like, do you think the OLED revision, because we all know it's coming, I wondered, do they drop VRR on that display? Is that not a part of it? If it's like the LCD has VRR, but OLED doesn't. I don't think most Nintendo fans give a shit. I think at least I would say most people online that are like that Nintendo sphere, which I would count us and Rebecca, I think they just want OLED. They don't give a shit. They don't care what it's spec. They just want it to be OLED.
Yeah. And
I think they would gladly eat it up. I will not. Absolutely will not. I am not interested in a non-VRR 120 hertz screen. I don't care if it's OLED. I don't care if it prints money. I need it. I'm addicted to that high refresh feeling, that smoothness. And I'm very interested to monitor this over the years. 2 or 3 years from now, we get an OLED revision. I want to see what the reaction is. Everybody's like, I'm absolutely going to get it, or no, I love the screen that we already have. Now, if it does both, then I'll probably upgrade too. But we'll see. Nobunaga's ambition is having mouse controls. So they talked about you can use that with mouse controls. It was also discovered this week that the Switch 2 will support standard regular mouse over USB. So if you just plug in your Dell mouse, it'll just work.
That's cool.
You can play games like that if you don't want to use the Joy-Con as a mouse. The Switch 2 is estimated to launch 1.2 million units in Japan.
Wow.
It's a lot for that market.
In Japan alone.
Nintendo's gone above and beyond with stock.
Mm-hmm.
We all give them their flower. They have produced a shit ton of consoles to try and meet demand. It won't, but I think they've done everything we could have ever asked. Every store is we have them on launch day. You can just walk in and buy them too.
Yeah, I saw GameStop say that. They have a midnight launch for it. So
they have gone out of their way. And then PowerA, this is somewhat interesting. PowerA has unveiled their first Switch 2 controller. It comes with Hall effect sticks. It's wired only. It doesn't do any of the extras. There's no gyro. I don't think there's any rumble. There's no NFC, of course. But it has all the buttons on it. It's a wire controller for $40. It's got different designs. The one thing that I wanted to shout out about this controller, if you didn't see it, that I personally like, maybe you guys don't care, is I got really tired in recent years of all of the third-party Switch controllers that have like that V of buttons in the middle, right? The home button and the chat button, the start button, and like makes this Mighty Ducks flying V. I think it's ugly. And I always have. I'm like, I wish somebody would stop doing this. And like Retro Fighters, they started putting like some buttons like on the top next to the bumpers. So you've got the bumpers and then you've got 2 extra buttons. That was a nice way of hiding it. What PowerA did is they lined up all the buttons at the bottom in the middle of the controller. So there's just a row of buttons at the bottom of the controller, and it's your start screen, your pause button, your screenshot button, your chat button. It's just 5 buttons right there in the middle of the controller at the bottom. And I was like, thank you. At least it's uniform and it looks clean. I like that so much better than that damn V of buttons we've had for years. So I would like to see
that's cute. I like that actually.
Me too. I'm glad you said that because I was always wondering if it's just a me thing. You know how I am with like looks, and I would like to see this catch on. And
I would get this before one of the Pro controllers because it's better price.
Yeah.
Well, it's wired.
Oh, it is.
So that would be the deal breaker there. Now, if they made a wireless version of this, which I'm sure they will,
I don't want a wired one.
I would be interested in a wireless one. I almost thought about getting that the Switch 2 Pro controller, but I'm still like because I earned some extra work.
No rumble
in my vacation. I earned some extra work, so I have a little extra free money, and I thought about getting it, but I think I'm just going to couple more games instead. I'm still going to hold out on that Switch 2 controller. I think I'm going to get one either when they do a special edition or when I can customize one. One of those 2 things. That's when I'll get one. Delvin, Animal Crossing New Horizons has come to Alarmo.
Let's go, baby. Now is the time to get Alarmo.
Are you still waking up to Alarmo?
No.
That one at least makes sense for
Alarmo?
That one at least makes sense. I feel like, I saw the clips of the Splatoon, like the gun firing noise. Like, I don't want that waking me up. Are you kidding me? At least Animal Crossing is like kind of homey and like nice.
Now you can do the dirty to Animal Crossing noises.
See,
oh my God.
I told my Amazon Alexa, play Nintendo music. Wake me up to this
there
song.
You go.
That's what it
Done.
does. That's my Alarmo. Hey, yo, wake me up to Tears of the Kingdom theme. There you go. Wake me up to the Mario Brothers theme. I'm not paying $100 for a goddamn alarm clock.
All right, so Hyrule Nate says the line of buttons is fine until you start pressing the wrong button. Why would you press that part of the? Do you normally press the?
I feel like it's hard. That it's easier to hit the buttons when it's in the original place than where it is on this bottom row here.
Yeah. Is it maybe you hit the wrong, like when pressing one of the 5, you hit the wrong one is maybe what you're asking?
Probably.
I think you could get used to that because you would just line up how many there are.
Also, Hyrule Nate probably has fat fingers like me, so that's probably why you're like, I didn't hit 3 buttons at one time.
And none of those buttons are like things that you're trying to press in the middle of gameplay.
I wish all these people would put these buttons on the back instead of the paddles.
Huh.
Like put them on the grips and let me do
grips.
I routinely like when a controller has back buttons. When a controller has back buttons, I routinely map like screenshot home. Like I map navigation buttons to the back.
I would not. I would be squeezing it too much. Like here, I feel like if it's here, like you have to intentionally be going there. You're not going to accidentally press it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there, but hang on. But so all the new controllers, like the grip, the Switch Super, they all have paddles in the back.
Yeah.
Yours right now, you don't play the controller with a paddle in the back? Is that what you're saying, Rebecca? So the new ones all have paddles in the back. So you'll have to make that adjustment anyway. I just wish the paddles were these functions instead of paddle functions. I know that's a super, because people that use the paddles are first-person shooters and stuff. And I would rather use the paddles for these things. My home button, my screenshot button, my chat button. I would rather just map that to the back. Quit clogging up my pretty controller. Like I need more artwork, less buttons. But yeah. Let's see here. We're almost done. Mario Rabbids Studio, Ubisoft Milan is staffing up for what they've described as a AAA Rayman game.
I don't believe him.
Rebecca, get hyped.
I like Rayman.
Rayman's
2D.
coming
Yeah.
back. Get excited.
I would play it.
Yes.
Shigeru Miyamoto has explained why Nintendo decided to redesign Donkey Kong, stating that the aim was to make him more expressive after the Mario movie. So that's why we
Hey,
have
man,
the Mario.
The new design is
redesigns.
infinitely better than his old design. I think he looked ugly
I
and
agree.
scary and stupid before, but now he looks
I don't
cute.
know about all that.
Yeah,
but
he looks
it's
stupid.
definitely
He was stupid.
Stupid
before.
face Donkey Kong.
I didn't
Jesus.
I didn't like his eyes
Jesus.
before. The eyes are so much better.
I think it looked fine, but I think
was not
the
fine.
new one is a big improvement.
Stupid face Donkey Kong.
How are you going to say that about Donkey Kong we grew up with? And for all those years, you thought he was awful the whole time? I don't think
Yeah,
that's true.
she did.
I don't
did.
think that's true at all.
And Rebecca said your mother's a hoe. So what do you got to say about that, Donkey Kong?
Your mother's a hoe. Rumors. This comes from our Brazil. Is it Felipe, PH Brazil, Porno Brazil, whatever. He suggests that a direct is coming either next week during the launch or the week after the launch. Which is like, he has a good track record, so I'm definitely not going to throw shade on it. But at the same time, it's June, and you've picked 2 weeks out of the month. So it's like, yeah, you've basically said it's a 50-50. Like, of course it is, kind of.
I don't know if I'm trusting anybody who has PH Brazil behind their name.
Yeah, that's a long-standing thing. But he does have a good track record. Not perfect. He also told us a direct was coming, I think, last year that just never happened. So, it's not perfect track record, but he has a good track record. It's worth talking about. The Verge, Tom Warren, said Microsoft is working on Xbox ports for Switch 2, and then he said, which I expect we'll hear about soon. So maybe that is in whatever direct is coming. I mean, we all agree a direct is coming. Like, we know that is happening. It's just, do you think they would do it before, during, or after
I
the
could
launch?
definitely see it the week after launch.
Yeah.
The quote is ports. So which ones you think it might be coming?
I absolutely think Oblivion is coming.
Okay.
That's the first one I would think of. I think Oblivion is coming to Switch 2.
Okay.
I think a Gears announcement would be good. I just don't know if it's ready or not. Like, I would like to think that they've been making it the whole time and that it'll be announced, but I don't know if that's true or not. What are the other recent ports that they've done? They've done Forza. I mean, all of the games. Indiana Jones. So you would think that those would be up next.
What about this, Donnie? What if they do Hellblade 2 on a cart?
I don't think Hellblade 2 could run on Switch 2. I mean, it can. No, I didn't take that back. It can. It's just going to be a very different game. It's going to be very...
Well, you'll be buying it for the cart.
It'll be lessened. Oh, well, are they going to make a cart? They're not make a cart. They didn't make a CD. They're not going to make a cartridge for Hellblade. They're not going to make a... They wouldn't. They made a controller for The Witcher 3 that's not even out yet, and they didn't make a controller for their own fucking game that they showed off the console with. I'm still not over it. Xbox can go fuck themselves.
Wow.
Okay? I am so angry about Hellblade.
Yes.
I
Xbox.
continue to remain so angry of what they've done to Hellblade. Why did they ever buy the studio? They just let them go. Because the scary part, they're going to close the studio next. Oh my
Don't do
God.
that.
$50 digital only purchase while they make every fucking controller under the sun.
Goddamn right.
They made controllers that had floral arrangements last week. Spring patterns. Spring, summer, flower
Beautiful
bouquet controllers.
Sorry for your loss,
Hellblade couldn't get a damn rap. Couldn't get anything. They just send you out to die.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
Yeah. And your mama's a whole Xbox. How you like them apples?
Still pissed off about it. But yeah, I know everybody wants it to be Halo, and it might be.
I think it's going to be infinite.
I think that's a big announcement, and I think saving it for something. I don't know if they would do it in a Switch Direct, but like an Xbox's showcase, which, by the way, is that week. It's the week after the Switch launches.
Then maybe it won't be.
But I definitely think Halo's coming to other consoles, and why not put it on Switch? That'd be a big deal.
Master Chief Collection, Infinite.
They're not. So that's where I disagree with you. They're not going to do Master Chief Collection.
I would do Infinite first, probably.
They're doing what they're doing with Gears. They're going to remaster Halo 1, and they're going to sell them individually.
It's kind of
You know why? Because that's where the money is. That's Activision. Quit thinking Xbox. Start thinking Activision, because that's what they're doing right now.
Correct.
So change. Don't go. What would Phil Spencer do? Go. What would Bobby Kotick do?
Yeah,
And
they're gonna sell each one of these
we're
motherfuckers.
about to pay, son.
I hate that.
So
He's right,
I 100%. Yeah. But even Halo 1 is a big announcement on its own. You know?
Oh yeah.
Halo 1 on PlayStation and Switch, that's a huge deal. And it would, if it happens, it would be very nice to see like the entire industry talking about Halo again, which is where Halo should be.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, like I've said that this whole time. I don't like what Xbox has done to their own product, but these brands that they have, Halo and Gears and Forza, they do have the ability to be Call of Duties. They are that big if they were available to more people.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see those things jump out like that. Especially Halo and Gears. Especially Gears personally, but all of those things. Rebecca.
Yeah.
That's the news. The fact that I look up at our timer, we're only 1 hour 15, I feel pretty good. I got through that much faster than I thought we were.
Yeah, we did good.
Yeah, we did good. We've got some excellent questions this week.
Yes, we do.
You gave me homework to answer a few of them ahead of time, and I did it right before the show.
Beautiful. You love to see it. Delvin's like, I didn't do this shit at all.
Not even a little bit.
I always do my homework, but I don't always do my homework, but I usually do it last minute.
I'm excited.
Okay. Chat questions directly from you. And I think you guys had said last time you were saving a question specifically for me. Is it number 4 here? Is it this one?
That would be the one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Starting with number 1 is Kyle the Pug.
Fuck you, Kyle the Pug.
I like it. Put some stank on it.
Goddamn right.
I don't really know what this means. Around the Horn Shack edition? What does that mean?
It's a sports show.
Oh. Why are you laughing at me?
Want me to read it?
It's just a really fun
Yeah,
capture of us.
of me.
Yeah. Around the Horn Shack Edition.
cute.
Who plays the role of what person? Who has the most wins/FaceTime? And who would get muted for bringing a bad Nintendo take? Well, that last one is me.
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty true. I pushed back on this. I was like, I don't think we should be assigning ourselves. I think the listeners should assign us. Like, I was
That
kinda
is-
like,
that is
who do
correct.
you
That's a good answer.
think? Yeah, we shouldn't be assigning ourselves. I have no idea.
I don't know what.
But do the listeners know what Around the Horn is?
Rebecca surely doesn't.
Yeah,
Our listeners
feel
are
like
a bunch of nerds, not sports people.
I was going to say that we may be PSVG listeners would probably know because they're both.
Correct.
Shaq is probably like, what the fuck is Around the Horn?
Rebecca, Around the Horn is a sports television show on ESPN that's been running for 20 years or something like that, a long time.
Yes,
And they just filmed their final episode this week.
correct.
So
I'll ask my dad.
there you go. Rebecca's the host, so is she reality?
Yes.
Who?
Fair enough. That works.
Riley?
Up. Kyle weighs in. Rebecca's Jackie McMullen. I mean, hey, Jackie Mac. She's
Is that a girl?
yeah. She's great.
Are you typecasting me because I'm a girl?
I
Yes.
tried to make you Tony Reali.
Well, Rebecca's the host, so she would be Tony Reality, I would think.
She also has like Tony energy.
I do.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll take your word.
You're pretty witty. Pretty
I'll ask
clever.
my dad. Cool, thanks. Okay, here's a question then that I can answer from Gamer Guy Lou. Let's switch it up a bit. Instead of top 3 favorite Switch games, what are your 3 least favorite Switch games from the Switch era and why? This was one of our homework questions, and I answered it. And I tried to stick to like exclusive first party because you can say like
Oh
the
wow,
garbage.
you went
You
hard.
See,
you can pick
yeah.
the most garbage off the eShop, and
I tried
like
not to do that as well. I tried to pick
Yeah.
games that I
See,
actually wanted and played.
My thing is, most of those games, I'm like, this is fine. The Switch
But I
like
didn't-
exclusives. I'm like, this is
or
fine.
like if
didn't
it's like
stay
a
with first
port,
party,
like a third party port that like is bad on the Switch.
what
like that's
what I
fine.
did was I picked games that I was most anticipating that completely disappointed me.
Yeah,
That's a good,
I think
that's
it
a good
works.
way to do
Good.
it. Delvin, why don't you go first then?
Okay, it's easy. Pokemon Legends Arceus,
Ooh,
trash game. fucking trash. Let's stop playing this shit. It's not
Wow.
good.
Okay.
It ran
It's
like
not
shit.
trash.
If
That's so
I
funny.
notice the frame rate, it's bad. Like if I know, if me out of
fair.
all people,
That's fair.
they make fun of me for not noticing it.
That's fair.
That's true.
It's bad.
Yeah.
The second one, which Donnie know I was very excited for, WWE 2K18.
I knew it was on your list.
Because we were hyped for this game. Like, yeah, finally, we could take WWE on the go. You know, Steam
Yeah.
wasn't really a thing that
We didn't have a
like,
wrestling game on Switch at that point.
Yeah, so we were like
AEW
hyped
didn't.
for
We
it
didn't have wrestling game at all.
at all. So we were super hyped for it.
Yep.
And this game ran at 2 frames per
Yeah.
second.
It didn't run at 30. It ran
No.
at 8. This
Yeah.
game was bad.
Bad, like bad.
It's like they like on YouTube when you're watching a video, you can go to the speed and you can set it to like 0.05 speed and everything's like wow. It's like they did that for the whole game.
Yeah, it was so bad. It was like really bad.
It's like infamously bad. Yeah,
It's bad.
Yeah.
And my third one, which might surprise people,
We should have
Marvel Ultimate
refunds.
Alliance 3.
What
Which
was?
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which was
Oh.
a Switch exclusive.
Yeah.
You didn't like
You know,
that one.
It was okay. It was more disappointing to me. I liked it.
Really?
It was
grindy.
disappointing. Like this, it does
super grindy.
exactly. It didn't have the
Yeah.
same feel as the original games. Like, this is okay. I'm glad they made it. I'm glad it was exclusive. I'm like, yeah, this ain't it. It's kind of how Donnie feels like about the Mario Golf games and stuff like that. Like this is all right, but this is not what
Mario
I wanted.
Golf is not on my list. I want to let everybody know that.
Okay,
I've been playing Mario Golf all month. Mario Golf was the subject of expectations. Mario Golf is a fine game, and compared to the other sports games on Switch, it's a good game. It's just not half as good as Mario Golf World Tour on 3DS was.
that is the same sentiments for Ultimate Alliance I have. Like this is okay. This is good. But this is not like 2 and 1.
Yeah. I was so, what a moment in time. I was so excited for Mario Golf. I was like, we are so back. We were going to have Shaq tournaments, everything, and then none of that is there. You just can't do any of it. It's so disappointing.
Bad.
But still fun golf game. Like, still fun to play. It has a story mode, it's okay.
Is that one of your 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine are Super Bomberman R.
Yeah, that almost made
Oh,
me
I forgot
cry.
that one. That was trash.
Sports story.
I knew that was going to be there.
Yeah, 100%. That has to be there. And I wrote down a bunch. I want to read them off. There's not my 3, but I wrote down Sonic Colors, Rhyme, WWE 2K, 1-2 Switch, Fire Emblem Warriors, the first one.
Ooh.
I
Let me
remember
down
that
a
one.
lot. The story is bland. And then I wrote Peach Showtime, which I
Oh,
was
that's a
not
good-
that into.
Yeah.
That's a good choice. That's a good one.
My third pick might be somewhat divisive because generally I think people like it. But I was really let down by Yoshi's Crafted World.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Their whole gimmick of like, you play the level. Now play the same level backwards. I was like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
Whoa.
sucks.
Yeah. I'm surprised there hasn't been another Yoshi game since then.
well,
Same.
because of that one.
Probably.
Same. Yeah. It just was not nearly as good as Woolly World, which was great.
Woolly World was so good. They should have just ported
So
that and been
good.
done with it.
They really should have. In a sea of Wii U ports,
Yeah.
why not just port that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was very disappointing. So that's why I made it my 3. So my 3 are Super Bomberman, Sports Story, and Yoshi's Crafted World.
All
Good
right.
answers.
Mine are Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Horrible.
The fact that
That's
there are 2
really good.
Pokemon games on this list.
I
2
think it's
different Pokemon games. This is
way
hilarious.
worse.
With Scarlet and
worse than
Violet, we didn't even.
It's way worse than Scarlet Violet, in my opinion. Yeah. But that is a contender too. But yeah, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. It's just bad all around. Donnie might hate me for this one. Super Mario Strikers. I was really disappointed
I don't
by
hate
it.
I get it. I like it.
There was not a lot of content.
That's
Never
it.
Got,
It's
yeah.
bare bones.
Yeah.
But the
Not
one bone that's there is good. Like it's a good
It's
bone.
fine. I wouldn't say it's good. I would say it's fine. It was bad though. And then I put 1-2 Switch because I'm sure everybody's 1-2 Switch is probably worse, but I didn't play that one.
Yeah.
I did play 1-2 Switch. I'm so glad I didn't pay for it. I borrowed it and it was stupid. Why
Yeah,
were they
no,
charging?
just-
Why were they charging
just
$60 for
Not very
that?
good. Why did they make it? Is even another.
If
like,
it was
why
just a
even make it?
pack in, it would have been I
It'd have been
think, a lot better
fine.
received.
Yeah.
If it was a pack and it came installed on everybody's switches, I think everybody would have deleted it.
Yeah, but at least like it's not a game then it's like an application.
Yeah, even as an application, I get exactly what you're saying. Even as an
Yeah.
application, it's bad.
Yeah, I would have deleted it too.
Like I
but-
get the demo and it shows up, but it's just bad at that. It's just not
Yeah.
even good at it.
Yeah,
You know, like I'm way more excited for Welcome Tour than I think I ever was about 1-2 Switch.
agreed.
Yeah.
So.
Wasn't 1-2 Switch like $60 too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to sell you everybody's 1-2 Switch. Remember that?
Yes, I did. I have it.
Why?
I bought it.
Why? Why'd you buy it?
For the shelf.
Oh my god.
I got it for $8.99 off of Woot. So I feel good about that at least.
Okay.
I didn't pay very much for it at all.
That's fair. Woot. All right. I Can't See asks, have you ever had to replace or get a second Switch AC adapter? I had two, but the cats chewed one of them. Which one do you recommend?
Am I the only one that charges my Switch with whatever laptop charger, USB, Android phone charger I have?
I do if my Switch cord is not handy. It just doesn't charge as fast.
Yeah.
Well, I have fast chargers because I have tons of Chromebooks, so I've got 65-watt chargers all over the house.
Yeah.
So I've never. I was just wondering, like, I know it's a thing. I remember when the third-party docks came out. There are a lot of people that are like, don't plug your Switch to that. Don't use that charger. And I'm like, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I've done
People
that
were
the
saying it
entire
would
time.
brick your Switch or something.
Yeah, I've had I think 5 third-party docks, and I never had a problem.
Well, I Can't See. I've bought 2 of them. The same brand, and it's worked pretty good. It's trying to see if I can find the name on it. I'm on Amazon looking at it right now.
Yeah, just.
Can I just say I appreciate that you just use the word boughten because I have always used that word and get made fun of
Boughten?
for it.
You should be. Boughten?
That's what he just said. I've boughten.
Yes.
I've-
bought it.
It makes sense.
It does.
Okay.
Is the one I bought, Boughten, is listed as charger for Nintendo Switch 5-foot charging cable, AC power. I'm gonna put it in the chat. This is a long ass name, but it worked pretty good. I bought 2 of them,
Nice.
and they work well. And I haven't had to replace them at all. They were for 2 separate occasions. So I just dropped it in
Rename the
this-
show.
and it's only $11.99. The Boughton Shack.
I frequently use that word and get made fun
I'm
of.
I use it a
excited
lot.
to see if my I have that covert dock from the ROG Ally. It's a 60-watt, like you can plug an HDMI cord. I'm excited to see if the Switch 2 will use it as an extra dock. I bet it does.
Oh, that might be a
You know,
good idea,
GameStop is selling like a little dock, like a little adapter dock. So,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. It's USB-C. Like, it's super flexible to tons of things. Like, you do have to consider, like, wattages and stuff. Like, will it dock and charge at the same time? Like, there are certain things to consider, but I don't think we're in any danger of, like, hurting anything.
Okay.
I think at worst, it just doesn't charge very fast or doesn't charge at all.
This is the question that was saved for me from Jay. Like Rebecca, I work in an elementary school. I recently found an old Wii in the school, and some of the difficult students love playing Wii Sports as a reward. They have no clue it's like 20 years old. How has playing games
Fucking
helped
love it,
you
man.
professionally? That is good. That would be a very good, if I could like convince my principal to have like a Wii set up just as like a reward.
That's
I
actually
feel
a
like
good
that would
idea.
be like Mario Kart or just like Wii Sports or something simple, you know? Because everybody, like, I feel like that was such an accessible console for like anybody to just play because of the Wii remotes.
Yeah, I remember when I was in school back in the great old days, we had like the computer lab, and you can go in there and play Doom and Where
Yeah.
the World's Carmen San Diego and Prince of Persia.
Well,
That was
you
like,
work in elementary school, right, Rebecca?
Mm-hmm.
When I was in high school, I told this story on PSVG. When I was in high school, my senior year, I started my own club because we had club day, and I didn't like the clubs we had offered. So I went to the principal. I was like, I want to start a club. And
Gaming
he's like, what?
club.
And I started the game club.
Nice.
And we played poker, and we brought in Wii's and 360s, and that's what we did. And it got really popular. We had like 60 kids in that club.
Nice.
And we had a club day, and where we sat around and played cards and video games.
I like that. It's good.
Yeah, it was fun.
I don't
Such
do
a
anything like
nerd.
that at my school, but playing games has helped me, I think, relate to a lot of kids because I know all of the Pokemon and,
Yeah.
they're very into the cards and, all that stuff. And like, I can talk to them about
You
that.
have to be like the coolest teacher. Could you imagine, Delvin?
Yeah.
Your teacher or
But here's the
anybody
thing,
in the
like
school?
most of them don't play like any good games. Like I'm lucky if they
Yeah.
play
You tell them that?
Mario or Kirby.
Shame
They
them.
don't they're into the
Yeah,
Sonic
shame 'em.
movie, but they don't even play Sonic. Like they play Roblox and Minecraft.
Yeah.
And
They
like
wear
even
Nirvana
Fortnite
shirts,
is
but they don't
starting
listen
to
to
fall
Nirvana.
out. Even
shame them,
Fortnite's starting to
Rebecca.
fall out.
Yeah, shame them.
It's all
It's okay.
Roblox now.
Tell them their games are trash.
Yes.
Like one of my kids plays Zelda and he's
Nice.
like very special needs, so we can't really talk about it a whole lot, but like I
Oh.
do use that a lot when he needs to like behave properly and I say, like be like Link, be the hero, be the one making the right decisions.
That's smart.
And that kind of sometimes gets through to him. But
That would have worked for
they're-
me.
they're not a lot of them
Works
do
for
have
me now.
switches.
Right. Donnie, be the hero.
Yeah. So
40-year-old me still learning. Like,
Yeah.
she's right.
Yeah.
knowing about it does help.
Yeah.
I think
That's
a
really
lot.
cool.
For certain
really cool.
kids. Certain kids.
I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
if I had a teacher or anybody in the school that was just like, "You play Twilight Princess?" Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't
I've
play
been-
cool stuff like that.
I
Yeah.
got to tell you, when I was going to school, my teachers did not look like Rebecca. My
Yeah.
teachers were like old ass people. They were
Yeah.
like in their 60s
Yeah,
and
they knitted.
50s. Yeah, they weren't
It's
weren't
very
playing video
different.
games.
It's very different now because like all of like people don't stay teachers anymore. Like education has changed so much, so most of the teachers are young and then leave after they've been burnt out after like 5-10
Yeah,
years.
What's the
could
real
see
life?
So
that.
there's not as
Yeah.
many old teachers anymore because like education has changed and like people can't
Yeah.
do that for their whole life anymore.
I think the
get it.
youngest teachers we had when I was going to school was probably the gym teachers. They were always
Mm-hmm.
some like football person who used to play football in high school and college and just came back as art
Yeah.
teaching. They were probably like in their 30s maybe.
Just
Yeah.
imagine
about
like
it.
a 6 or 7-year-old come to Rebecca and it's like, "Miss Rebecca, do you like video games?" And Rebecca's like, "Good ones. Not the shit that you play."
Not that trash you play.
I hear about all this junk, and like, so I hear about the Roblox games, and like, I'm thinking like, because I genuinely want to understand it, and I still have not downloaded Roblox because I don't want to get to that point.
Jack plays Roblox.
But I Google some of these, and like, they're
They're
worse
good.
than eShop trash.
Oh, no. Like, I've seen Jax play some. They're really good, though.
Well, the ones that the elementary kids are playing, they're not quite there. To the
Jack's
good
got a
games
whole
yet.
damn Rocket League clone going that they've been
Ugh,
playing for
I
weeks, and
wish
it looks,
they were playing that.
great. I was like,
Google
this is really
Sprunky. If I hear about Sprunky one more time, oh
Google it.
my god, Sprunky.
Sprunky.
It's bad. It is the worst trash. Sprunky. I think it's with an
good. You can play it
I.
in a browser.
Sprunky.
Oh yeah, I came as soon as I typed it in.
Look
Sprunky.
at Google
Oh,
Images.
goodness.
Sprunky. It is.
Oh.
They're all obsessed with Sprunky.
Oh,
The fuck is this?
yeah, that's no bueno. I just see Rebecca. She just
Doors.
like Dikembe's like some iPad out of some kid's hand. Rebecca, look at my game. She's just like, plow.
Doors is a popular one. Look up Doors Roblox. It's like scary.
This shit looks trash. If I saw my son playing this shit, I'd punish him.
The games that I've seen Jack play, some of them, not all of them, but some of them have looked like really nice.
You're
Like
grounded.
some of them, he plays one of them that looks like kind of like the Fortnite Lego game, but it's in
Okay.
Roblox, and like they run around, they shoot each other and stuff. It's pretty interesting.
Nah, son.
It's really interesting how we grew up like chasing that next boundary, and then this generation come up and they are literally, they couldn't, like somebody should give them an Atari. They'd probably be like, this
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah.
they actively seek out blips and bloops. They're trying to go back.
Yeah.
It's so primitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't have the patience for like anything that has
Yeah, it
like
has to be
cutscenes. They don't
Yeah.
have any
Yeah.
patience for things that have any amount of dialogue.
Jack's that way. Jack has completely missed missions or story because he skipped or was not paying attention.
Just give this generation ET. Here you go. Play this.
I'm waiting for somebody to make like a TikTok version of a game where you can swipe and like keep changing the game like every time you get bored. Like a procedurally generated, like
That's
you
a
play it
good
for
idea.
a minute and then you swipe and you play something else for a minute and you swipe. I'm waiting for somebody to like do something like that.
UFO 50's kind of like that.
Kinda,
but actually
yeah.
good.
Yeah. But like somebody makes like a compilation of bite size, like to even call it a mini game is maybe too much. Little bite sized bits.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Kind of like NES Remix or like the Amiibo tab. Like
You
like
have an
that
idea there. Yeah.
And you just keep doing it. Yeah, I could see something like
You
that.
definitely have an idea there. All right, this next question, I'm looking ahead at it. There's only 2 options. Sleepy
Yes.
Gamer asks, rank my options for what to use my last voucher before it expires in September. Here are my top 5. Super Mario Party Jamboree, Mario Wonder, Astral Chain. Okay, maybe there's 3 options. Pikmin 3 Deluxe and Pokemon Scarlet.
I can tell you which one you don't use.
Get rid of Pokemon Scarlet. You're
Take
not
that
using your
shit
voucher
the
on
fuck
that.
out of here.
Yeah.
No.
Then I
Absolutely
would
not.
say get rid of Mario Party Jamboree if you don't have other people to play with.
I agree with that too.
Fair. I can get with you there.
Then you're left with 3 good options.
I would
Pikmin
say
3
Mario.
Deluxe, is that game like $8 somewhere?
Yeah, you can probably get it cheaper, Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Yeah.
They used to give that game away.
Yeah, you
I
can
would
probably
say
get that one cheaper.
Mario
$30,
Wonder
$40.
would be A.
Mario Wonder is the choice.
I really, really wanted to make a case for Astral Chain. Like thought about it hard.
Let's
But
see something.
I can't with Mario Wonder on the board.
Yeah.
I love Astral Chain, and it's a completely different
If I
game.
had a voucher, I would use it on Mario Wonder.
Yeah. Mario Wonder is the best bang for your buck, I think.
Okay. To Donnie's point, you can get Astro Train at GameStops right now for $42.
Yeah,
There you go.
don't
So
use
just-
your
just-
voucher on
yeah,
it.
don't
What
use
does
your voucher
Wonder
for that.
cost?
Let's look
Probably
that up right
$60.
I wonder what Mario Wonder used goes for.
now. Mario Wonder used is is that new? Oh, it's on. Oh, that's actually pre-owned is $52.24.
Yeah.
New is $59.99.
Yeah, you might as well
60
use your voucher.
Yeah. It's just such a fun game.
Yeah.
It's so easy to recommend everybody. Like Astral Chain, I love, but I could see a lot of people not liking that combat. And I remember some people didn't. Some people are like, this is not it. So that's more of a risk. Where I think Mario Wonder should be
Accessible to any kind of gamer.
universally loved. Yeah. It's
Yes.
really great.
Astral Chain is a great sleeper game. Like something
Oh, I
like
love Astral Chain is
Great
one of my
game.
favorite Switch games.
great game. More people should play it.
Do they have plans to make an Astral Chain 2?
I thought they did.
There have been talks about that. Do you really want me to answer that question?
Yeah.
Because I might need 3 minutes. All right,
What was yours?
so I don't have anything written down, so I may screw up these names. Astral Chain's director is the same director that directed Nier Automata for Square Enix, which Platinum made. I think it's Takahiro Tora? Takahisa Tora, I think is the director's name. He left Platinum. His last name's Tora. He left Platinum. He's one of the folks that left after Kamiya left. He started his own studio, so he's not working with Kamiya at Clover. He started his own studio, which I believe that studio will be making Nier for Square, if I had to guess. Could Nintendo employ them to do Astral Chain? I think so, but I think he left probably because Square is helping him. So the question then becomes, like wherever Platinum is right now, and they are getting work, right? Like they're working on Ninja Gaiden with Team Ninja, so like they're not dead yet. But the question is, what does the Nintendo think of what Platinum is capable of without Kamiya and Tora? And like, do they want to? I would imagine that if they want to enter something with them, it would probably be Bayonetta before Astral Chain. But right now, and based on the tea leaves and the news and everything that's happened, I think it's real iffy if we see a Bayonetta or a Astral Chain on Switch 2, at least until we get a better development on where Platinum is as a studio. Like there are people that still work there, but the leadership has had a lot of questionable decisions. They've tried to chase live service. They've tried to chase NFTs. And I don't know where that is with Nintendo. I don't think anybody does. But right now, I'm not like holding out a ton of hope, but I would love to see that happen. Because it's more than one person. That's what I say all the time. Leadership leaves, but more than one person makes a game. Right? So you would hope that that next generation is ready to step in and keep it going. But we've seen how that can go. And oftentimes I would say, it can go really bad. Like it can go very poorly. So I think that's where things kind of lay right now. But maybe we'll get an update one day and we'll see that logo appear. That would be very exciting for me.
Yeah. Good talk. TPR asks, I also didn't understand this one, and I'm glad they explained. Which Nintendo Switch game is the John Stockton of its library? Reliable, always bringing up the rest of the library. I'm going to go with Animal Crossing New Horizons. It introduced so many new people to the Switch, and those folks have now also invested in other Nintendo games, the facilitator. That is a good answer, I think for
so.
that.
Yeah. You kind of nailed it.
What is? Can you elaborate on what John Stockton is?
So this came up yesterday. We are counting down the days to Switch 2's launch in the Discord, and we do it every day. I think Riley is doing it every day. He's counting down with a player and their jersey number. John Stockton played point guard for the Utah Jazz, and I think he wore number 12? Was it yesterday? Yes. 12. So I posted John Stockton's picture. That's why we used it in the tweet for questions this week. That's why I had a picture of a random basketball player. And he asked this question, which is very funny. Animal Crossing is the way they explained it, it's a really good pick. I was going to say like 2D Mario. I don't know if it's as good a pick. It definitely doesn't bring in as many people as something like Animal Crossing does. My question about Animal Crossing, if I could maybe push back, is does Animal Crossing bring in people that buy other things, or does Animal Crossing just bring in Animal Crossing fans? Like how much cross-pollination is it?
Was a unique exception, though.
I'm inclined to agree with you because something I've definitely seen, I feel like since that game came out, is the cultivation, the curation of that, I'm going to put it in quotes, that cozy game space. That idea, that has really taken off. I see so many cozy game creators that their entire brand and focus is just on these sorts of games. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Animal Crossing. I don't think that was a thing. Like there were games that were considered cozy, but there's like a cozy games direct now. Yeah. There's an entire showcase for this has become like a subgenre to market to. And I think Animal Crossing is vitally important to that.
Yeah, it's a good answer. Reliable is bringing up the rest of the library. I think I would have to say that too. And I know that it released the first year of the Switch, but like, I mean, what's the game that got loads of DLC for many years? Like, anybody can just join in and play it. It's a safe release launch game.
The problem is that's not John Stockton, though.
What is John Stockton?
Your point is great, but John Stockton was never the star. Yeah. He was the side star. He was the extra, but it's like, the and one. Mario Kart is the star. That's also
true for Mario Kart. It's not the star. Like you would have Mario Odyssey as like the star.
I think Mario Kart brings people in. Like people
Mario
who don't
Kart's
know
the
Mario.
LeBron. It's sold 70 million copies. It's the show.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing. It's the MVP.
Yeah.
Stockton's the and one. He's a great player, all time great, right? But never the MVP.
Well, then if that's the case, then would it be? I'm gonna bring the rest of the library. Would it be Breath of the Wild?
No, because that's an MVP too.
I could make a case for Splatoon. I could make a good case for Splatoon.
But see, John Stockton was an MVP player. He just helped in a different way.
Okay, what about Smash Ultimate then?
Good. Yeah, that's more like
that's a good one.
And that
anybody can pick up and play that. It brings in lots of people.
It
has longevity. There's no end to the game.
Talk about the facilitator, the point guard.
Yes.
Definitely Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
Smash.
It's got
That makes
fucking
sense.
Minecraft Steve in it and Cloud and shit.
Yeah.
Like all kinds of people
Brings
across the
everybody
industry are paying attention. Ah, that's a better pick. That's
Yeah.
a good
Good
pick.
pick.
We can settle there. Smash Brothers.
It's
The
a
John
game that
Stockton.
everybody, even if you're not like, I'm not a fighting games fan, but like, I have it. I
This
play
feels
it.
like a PSVG question that I'm scared like turns into a trend. Like every week, Kyle's like, "Who's the Carl Malone of?
Oh my god.
Who's the Scottie Pippen? Who's the Dennis
Please.
Rodman?"
Y'all
Gotta tell you right now.
are not allowed
Don't-
to ask another question like that.
don't do
This
Karl
was the
Malone.
only one. This was the
Gotta
only
tell
one.
you.
Save that for PSVG, guys.
Don't do Karl Malone. Got to tell you right now. That's the worst one to do.
Dennis Rodman. Who's the Dennis
That works.
Rodman of Nintendo?
Yes. Shooter.
It's got to be WarioWare.
God. All right. Drew asks, when do you think we'll see the next mainline Zelda game? What do you want to see from Zelda in its Switch 2 era? This was another homework question for us.
I would love to hear what you think, Rebecca.
The next new mainline 3D Zelda game, at earliest, I think the first time we'll have a release date for it is set for 2028, but then we'll get delayed out of that.
Okay.
I was going to say
Smart.
3 years from now. 3 years,
No,
then
not
you
even
hear from
close.
it, then it comes out like 4
Okay.
or 5 years.
Oh, there you go. It's like 3 years from now. You're not even in the ballpark, Delvin. But
Here's
you're right.
Zelda! And
Yeah, we're 3 years away from announcement, 8 years away from playing.
yeah, we'll see like a sword. It's-
Yeah. I do think we will get remakes of 2 big Zelda games before then. I think we will get a big Link Between Worlds remake.
That seems right.
And I think it's time in this Switch generation, before the next mainline Zelda game, I think we will see an Ocarina of Time remake before
That is
then.
on the lips of most Zelda fans recently.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I was thinking, like, if they're giving us Wind Waker on GameCube, it only makes sense they're going to give us the Twilight Princess version of the GameCube on NSO.
So I
I'm
don't hate-
thinking, like, what comes next? We already got our Skyward Sword remake. We're kind of getting our Breath of the Wild renewal. So, like, let's go back to, it kind of brings us back to the start, that this will be
Now, when you say Skyward Sword remake, I would think remaster.
remaster, whatever. You know what I'm
When you
talking
say
about. though.
Ocarina, do you want? If you're going to touch Ocarina again, I need a reimagining. I need a new Ocarina.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I don't want
That's
them
what
to.
I
That'd be
want
cool.
in the Switch 2
I mean,
era.
I'll buy in play whatever, but like on the low end, I think you port up Ocarina 3D to Switch 2. But on the high end, like if you want to do it big, remake Ocarina, a new Ocarina of Time.
Give me a Link Between Worlds remaster and give me a Ocarina of Time remake / reimagining.
But Nintendo, I mean, do they have with the Zelda series specifically? They don't do a lot of reimagine. They don't touch the game.
No,
a
but
whole
this
lot.
is the one that you would.
I agree. I just don't think does Nintendo do that at all? I'm trying to think of now. Do they
Just
like
because they haven't doesn't
remake
mean
a
they
game and a
won't.
whole new idea? They're usually
They
somewhat
did for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee.
true. Good call. Yeah, that's a really good pull.
I know that's not Nintendo, but that's Nintendo.
Yeah, no, but it's a really good one.
think that's the
They're
closest.
typically like very like preservationists of their work. Like they don't want to mess with it too much.
Breath of the Wild started out as a Zelda 1 remake.
True. Yeah, I'd love to see it. I know I've all the Zelda channels that I subscribe to, and I think a lot of people probably do. It's a common thing that's been around for the last year, with the anniversary coming up and stuff. A lot of people are going to the Ocarina remake and stuff, and I get it and would love to see it. I just don't know if to me it doesn't feel very Nintendo. It's just kind of I would be surprised. It's them stepping out of what they traditionally do. But I'd love to see it. I would love to see it.
It also, I think, depends what the movie is going to be like. We see a lot of influence of what Donkey Kong is from the Mario movie.
Good
I
point.
think that's maybe why we haven't seen the next Mario game yet. The Zelda movie is coming out March 2027. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So that's in 2 years. So I think they're probably going to do a lot of like hand in hand work with the direction of the movie. Like, is it going to be its own story? Is it going to be based on one of the Zelda games? I think that they're going to be playing that kind of keep it agreeable to each other
Yeah.
in a way.
Okay.
I would still love to see Ocarina, even if it's not completely changed, just remade and like a better engine and
Yeah.
you know, like a modern take on Ocarina of Time, but it's the same game. That would still be awesome. That would be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's time. Like, it's been more than 10 years since the 3DS
3D.
version. So it's time.
Yep, I agree.
They do it every 10 years about.
I wrote down, obviously, I think the open world, open air version of Zeldas are here to stay.
Yes.
I want to see, I think a lot of fans would like to see a return to the traditional dungeon model. It doesn't have to be linear, but I would just like to see that become more of a focus. I think we saw a glimpse of that with Echoes. I'd like to see that return to the big game, the big mainline games. I wrote down, I'd like to ditch the Minecraft crafting stuff from Tears of the Kingdom, like personally. Like, I don't hate it. It was cool, but like, I don't want that to be an ongoing feature of the series. I would like that to be like a one-off. The only thing that I wrote, and it's because I have no idea. I think they could do anything. I would love to return to cell shaded. I have no idea what they'll do in terms of style and world. But the thing that I would like them to do, and I think it makes sense with kind of like where gaming is right now, especially in Japan, I would like to see them go to a more grittier, darker Zelda game. And I think with all the surprises that you see with like Souls-likes and stuff, I don't want them to adopt everything about that, but do I think they could borrow from some of that? Like the Breath of the Wild-esque games, like they're very survival craft, which was very big at the time. And now we have these Souls games, and I could see them having some of that DNA. It'd be lighter version, like made for everyone, but a Souls-like approach to a Zelda game.
That'd be cool.
Kind of like how Twilight Princess, the grittiness was kind of an era of its time sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that's kind of in the ether right now, and I could see them borrowing from
I
that.
hope so.
I think that would get people real excited to see a real dark, horrific, like grungy Zelda game, you know, like shield, a sword, a medieval clash. I think that would get people really hyped. Somewhat mature feeling Zelda game.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll see another spin-off this generation too for Zelda. We always get a new spin-off of some kind.
Yeah,
like whether it's Link's crossbow training or Cadence of Hyrule / Age of Calamity type or Hyrule Warriors type deal. There's always
this man said I want a Zelda golf game, and I love it.
That's what made me think of
I can't see. I want a Zelda.
I don't know if
game.
it'll be that, but
skateboarding. Could you? Oh man, shield surfing the game. That'd be awesome.
I want a snowboarding Zelda.
That'd be great.
Fun. Yeah, skateboarding, snowboarding, really cool. Anything else, Delvin? Before I move on.
No, we can move on. I want them to keep making what they make, baby. Keep the story. Keep making the story elements into it the way they did it. I like it. Just keep doing it.
Wait, you want like a Tears of the Kingdom sequel?
Yes, Tears of the Kingdom.
That's interesting. I don't think that's going to happen at all.
They said they're not going to do that.
It's not going to happen, but I like the whole aesthetic and the feel of it and what they brought to the table with that. The perfect mix of gaming, world building, and kind of storytelling with the Tears of the Kingdom brought. I think that's what kept me really into it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ryan asks, any Switch horror recommendations as I wait on my Switch 2 to arrive? That's a y'all's question.
I have two because I wanted to pick things that's outside the box that probably you may have not have played. So my first one is Corpse Party. Corpse Party is this top down, kind of has this chibi type feel horror game that's really creepy. That is really fun to play. If you like those type of horror games that's dark and sinister, you play like these you like these Japanese teens that's in this haunted house type thing, and shit gets really fucked up in there. Just to say the least, you pick like it's almost have RPG like elements into it in terms of like you can run and hide and stuff like that. But it's really fun. And the other one, which is a very popular game at the time, but people don't talk about it now. World of Horror. The aesthetic of World of Horror is really creepy, and the story, like it's kind of like feels like an old school NES game, but it looks like they call it like 2-bit, but it's the way the game looks. It's really unnerving and creepy looking, and I think the aesthetic of it fits perfectly on a Switch. Honestly,
I'll go to two of my favorite indie games on Switch. One is the Coma, which I believe there's
That's a
like a
great one.
trilogy of. It's definitely a sequel. I think there may be like a sequel plus a
It's
DLC
3 of them, I
expansion. Yeah, I was going to say. The other one is I think it's Detention. I
That's a
haven't
great
played
one
this
too.
game in many years, but oh man, I remember when I found it. It was one of the early Switch games, maybe year 2 or 3 of Switch, I think. Detention is great. That game is very scary and very beautiful and fun to play. Very tense. That's a really, really great horror game if you've never played either one of those two. Those are really fun.
I agree.
I don't have any answers for this. Sorry.
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, there you go.
Super Meta Boy, getting cynical for a moment. Do you think the reason we're getting Mario Kart World on day one is largely to encourage everyone to sign up for NSO with immediate effect? And if so, could we even go as far as to say that's why we're not getting any new first-party single-player games on day one, like Mario? That's a good reasoning for why. I don't know if it's like the sole reason why, but I'm sure it probably sounded great to them.
Yeah.
I'm sure it
think
doesn't
it's-
hurt its case to start off with a multiplayer game, and I don't think that's the reason.
I think Mario Kart being the number one seller on the Switch is a bigger reason.
I was gonna say that they want to get that game in as many people's hands as possible.
I think it's
But-
its reach. Yeah, it's not just the selling; it's its reach. It appeals to broader base of people.
Here's what I think. I think you're kind of on the money with this a little bit, but not with Mario Kart 1. I think this is why GameCube NSO is coming day one to get that.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you
Yeah.
there.
So that people have, wanting to sign up for NSO right away.
I also think they think it can help push the chat, which is the whole thing with like there's a synergy there. We got to get people in NSO. We want them to use the chat because we want them to keep it. We want to get them used to using it before we make it a solely paid feature, right? Because it's free until March, but they want you to get used. They want you to get in the habit of using it. So when March rolls around, you just keep subscribing because you use it all the time. I just think you wouldn't put out a Mario game or even a Metroid. You wouldn't put something there next to Mario Kart, right? Because you would fear, especially as you raise the prices, that people would choose one over the other. So you wouldn't do that. That's why Donkey Kong isn't there. That's why it's a month later. So I think that's the reason that that's there more than anything else instead of having both.
I agree. But it definitely does sound good, and I think not a negative point for Nintendo that they will be getting a lot of NSO subscribers day one.
Yeah. I wonder
Good
how
observation.
many people buy a Switch 2 that aren't a Nintendo Switch online subscriber. I mean, I'm sure there's millions, but like I would love them to report out like how many new subscriptions do they get? Like I don't think it's 20 million. I don't think it's like a large amount. I would think maybe 1 or 2 million maybe new people. Probably a lot of people that are buying day one probably already have a Switch.
It's true.
Yeah.
Every week without fail, I see on Reddit or TikTok, just bought a new Switch. What are some game recommendations? Just bought a Switch for the first time. It's like, come on. Okay. Famajeff asks, are you getting an SD card at launch? Where did you buy yours? Do you think prices will come down after launch?
Yes, I got mine at GameStop because I had a whole bunch of credit from trading in my Xbox Series X, and not for a long time.
Which
it's
which
gonna
one did
be-
you get? I'm almost interested because we both bought the same place. Which one did you buy?
I think it's the 512.
512. Any idea what you pay for it?
I don't remember now. I got to get the receipt.
That's fine. I also
Well,
got
the
one
answer
at
is
GameStop.
nothing because it was from
Trade
it
credit.
was
Series
because-
X.
Yeah, Series X. That's what I paid
I got
for
you.
it.
I got you. So I think I really lucked out maybe. I don't know if I eat these words. Before the Switch 2 was announced, GameStop put up their micro SD cards. They were there for like 2 weeks. And I bought it. I was just like, I'm going to need one to buy it. I bought the 1 terabyte from GameStop for $139.99. And the moment the Switch 2 was announced, those things were jacked up to $190. They're $190 now.
I think that's it.
And I'm like holding on to dear life with that pre-order. Like, please don't change the price.
Yeah, because I you're correct because when to get it, I saw the terabyte for $190, and
Yeah.
I think the 512 was like $100. So I said, I'll just get that one. That's fine.
Yeah. Because I might get a 512 too, because I think I'm gonna end up having a collection of micro SD cards before it's all said and done. But yeah, I bought at GameStop because they were the cheapest. I screamed from the rafters for other people to get that deal. There seemed to be a lot of hesitation buying one from GameStop. People are scared. They're like, I don't know if this will be good. I don't know if this will be bad. I understand it. I get it. Not all SD cards are made the same. What gives me hope that I won't run into problems, and it's just hopes, we don't know until we get them, we might run into problems, is that on the Switch 1, you can get all kinds of SD cards, all kinds of different speeds, the more powerful ones, the least powerful ones. The Switch system governs the speed, the read-write speed from the SD card.
Correct.
So you can have the best SD card in the world put in there, and the Switch will only read and write from it at a certain speed. And I'm pretty sure the Switch 2 will probably behave the same way. I'm sure they have a locked read-write speed that they want it to be at. And that doesn't mean that one SD card's not better than the other. I just think for the most part, I think they'll probably all behave relatively the same. So I would just encourage you to get the cheapest one you can get. I would find the best deal you possibly can. Yes. And I do think they'll come down. Yeah, they'll come down with time. They'll come down.
Yeah.
I am waiting. I'm doing something a little bit differently than you guys. I'm not getting one ahead of time. I'm planning on waiting until Black Friday or asking for one for Christmas. I hope that the prices will be a little bit more reasonable then. Because I don't think I'll need one right away. I think I'm okay with just only downloading the games that I want to play at the given time. And then I'll get one either the end of the year or year 2.
I was just going to say, I think Black Friday would be a real sweet spot.
Yeah.
Because it'll sell to the most people over the summer, and then I think we'll get a lot of discounts over Black Friday. You can probably save 20-30%.
Finally, F2P Joe asks,
play Joe.
One of my favorite PSVG moments is reading back predictions on the Christmas show. Let's build a time capsule. And Joe, I'm holding it to you to write these down, clip it, video it, put it in a vault, and then open it back up in some years from now.
This is why I named the episode this, so we can pull it at some time.
Well, it's up to Joe. Joe's responsibility because he asked it.
Okay.
Yes, Joe.
He says, give us 5 predictions for the Switch 2 that we can look back on in a few years.
I love it.
This was our last homework question, and I did it right before the show, so I didn't think too hard about it, just whatever came to mind. I tried to make some safe bets. So I have 5.
I have more than 5, but I think some of them you'll be like, that doesn't count, so we can throw them out. Do you want to round robin these?
No, I want to do it all 5 at a time.
Okay. I like this because it's not so much like we're trying to predict what's right for points. We're not trying to win. Yeah. I like this because when we look back on some of these on our Christmas shows, we've done this for a couple years now. It's hilarious. It's how bad some of them are. That's the fun part. So I can't wait. I think mine are within realms, but I tried to throw some in there that this is probably pretty crazy. There's no way this happens, but we'll see.
Can I go first?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay. Number 1. Again, these were just whatever I thought of right away.
I wrote down this word. You guys are going to laugh.
The Switch 2 will not sell as well as the Switch 1 did.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one.
Number 2, there will be a brand new Star Fox game in the Switch 2 generation.
That's one of mine's.
Okay. You went in the whole generation. I was gonna try to pin you down to a year.
Nope.
First half? Nope.
First half, sure.
Would a GameCube release count?
No, brand new.
Okay.
Not a remake or port or whatever. Number 3, this one's not really measurable, but I'm going to say it anyway. They will not utilize the Joy-Con mouse as much as they could. So we're going to look back and be wow, yeah, why haven't they been using this in their first party games?
Thing. I can't believe that. Oh, that's good. Okay. That's interesting. Because I kind of think the opposite. I think at the end we'd be like, boy, we played a lot with mice, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the opposite.
Okay.
Number 4, they will raise the price of Nintendo Switch Online during the Switch 2's lifetime.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel like you should put a year on that one. You should put a year on that one.
No.
By year 3?
Sure.
In the first 3 years?
Sure.
Okay.
And number 5, the next main console from Nintendo will be the Switch 3.
Okay. All right, that's good. You're already laying down your flag for the next gen. I like it. That's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like it. I think most of yours are safe, but good. Very good.
I'm
Thank
not
you.
going to be safe. I'm going to have fun.
Yeah. So you want to go next? Or do you want me to
I'll go next, yeah.
Okay.
The first one it's easy. Same one Rebecca said. There'll be a new Switch Star Fox game. I'm going to say in year 3.
That's a good guess.
Only
I like
bold.
it. Wait a
My
minute.
second.
Would like the Ubisoft game, would that count? Like if they have Starlink with Ubisoft?
No!
Star Fox? Okay.
No, it has to be a Star
I
Fox
get
game.
First
Mainline
party
Star
game.
Fox.
Got it.
Yeah, mainline Star Fox game.
Got it.
My second one, in year 2, there will be a Pokemon game, and it won't be good.
Oh, come on.
No, it's not going to be good.
Is it going to be Gen 10? Like the next generation, like the next mainline Gen 10?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it won't
so you're
be
calling a flop.
Yeah, I'm like, it's
Does it
going
still
to
sell
sell
though?
well.
Oh,
it's
okay,
going to
so
sell well.
It's just bad. It's just more
It's-
Scarlet and Violet.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I don't think we're gonna, I don't
I
think
hope
we're
it,
gonna
now, I now hope it's Scarlet and Violet 2. Like they did Black White 2. Like I would kind of love it. They
Yes.
just come back like, we're doing it again, bitches.
Yes. My third one,
Ooh, look at Kyle here.
year 4,
That's a great.
we're going to get a Switch Pro.
Ooh, Delvin, you and I have a similar prediction.
Switch to
Okay.
Pro.
Okay.
Tell me about it. What's the pro?
It's going to be the OLED. It's going to be it's going to be a little stronger. It's not going to be like crazy stuff, but it's going to be kind of just a little slimmer, a little stronger, just a little
Better battery
adaptation
life.
to better battery life, stuff like that. They probably won't call it Pro.
Okay.
It's like Switch 2
That's year 4.
Plus or something like that. That's my 4,
Plus.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my 5th one then. Let me see if I can think of a wild one to come out the gates with.
These are so much fun. While
You
you're
know what?
picking this one, Kyle said Pokemon game, but it's HD 2D. I'm gonna
That's
throw
too
that
good.
in the mix.
That's too good.
Yeah, but it
I
would
like
be
that.
great if he nailed it though.
Yeah.
That
If
would
we
be great.
look back on this podcast 3 or 4 years from now, and we're playing Pokemon Red HD 2D or some shit, and it's awesome. That's a great call.
Okay, I got a fun one. My 5th one, the Nintendo Switch will be the place to play Xbox games.
Ooh.
The place.
Like they're gonna be like heavy and like this is where you want to go to play these Xbox games.
Wow.
They're a strong partner.
Yes, strong
Okay.
partner.
Like they're done making consoles.
Like
Here's
they
Well,
show
that's
up in
that-
directs.
Game Pass.
They show up
They'll
in
st-
directs.
Yeah, they'll still be an Xbox there, but they're like, yeah, you want to play it on Switch too.
What?
As opposed to promoting like PS5 or whatever the next place it is, like that. Here's
Yeah,
Xbox
that's
with their
good.
shit.
That's good.
Okay. That is a good one. Like they lean Nintendo.
With Xbox. Yeah, they leave
Got
it
it.
Nintendo.
Got
Let's
it.
go.
All right, I wrote down a bunch. If you guys want to throw them out, you can. I don't know how much. So here's what I wrote. My first one: Killer 7, Sonic Heroes, Twin Snakes, and Beautiful Joe hit the GameCube NSO service.
Ooh, I like that one. I hope that
Yeah.
Some of those are third-party exclusives, but I
That's a
think
good one.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Sonic is big. Suda, Killer 7, right?
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Metal Gear, Twin Snakes.
Beautiful
I
Joe.
think-
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here's where I get fun. They're going to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Wii. There's going to be a Wii 20th anniversary celebrating with Wii Masters. We're going to get Wii Masters of Wii Sports Resort bundle
Wait,
And a-
you're onto something.
and a Wii Master of Mario Galaxy 2.
I like it.
Oh my god, that's good.
I like it.
That's
also
good.
put-
you in charge of them. I've never heard that. That's good.
Remaster.
I'm not done yet. They're going to release an NSO Wiimote for Switch 2.
I like this.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
The Everybody Votes channel returns as an NSO exclusive to the NSO mobile app.
Huh. Okay.
You can click on your mobile app every day and play the Everybody Votes
I would do
channel
that.
game.
I would do that.
And you could play it on your Switch too. I thought I was in my bag for this. I was like, this is great.
I would definitely play that.
Oh my god. I'm surprised. I thought I was for sure you guys
I
would
have
like Tawny,
literally
get the fuck
never heard of that, and I'm surprised.
I like it.
It's great.
Before I move on, I still have more Wii Masters. Sorry, I have sub bullets. I have more Wii Masters.
Wii Masters.
This may not be a Wii Master per se, but I did write this down. I like this call. Wii Fit returns as a Ring Fit crossover game.
Okay, that does make sense. Yeah, because I was just about to say no, they would do Ring Fit, but yeah.
The next Ring Fit is Ring Fit. It comes with a ring, but it comes with the balance board. It's a Ring Fit Wii Fit game.
Okay.
Okay. Any other Wii Masters you'd like to see before I move on, just in general?
Galaxy's a good one.
Like any Kirby's Epic Yarn or
Punch Out.
Here's the thing, because they've already done
Punch Out.
some.
Punch Out would be a
Out's
great
good one.
Wii Master. That'd be very
Punch
good.
Out.
They have
G-Man, everybody, at least I thought everybody liked it. I love the Everybody Votes channel. And I think it's it's just very Nintendo. It's like a very Street Passy thing.
Is that where we get Metroid Prime 3?
I like it. I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Okay. Delvin, my next one. Switch 2 gets an actual Pro model. And then I wrote, it includes a die shrink with better battery life, a GPU boost, extra RAM, extra storage. This is what I wrote. They will talk about an improved DLSS model for the Pro model.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't put a year. But the reason that I said this, I think it's a prediction. Like we talked about Switch Pro forever, and it never happened. And to my knowledge, Nintendo's never done a Pro model. I guess the new 3DS you could maybe say is one, but
kind of.
That isn't one. The reason I said this is because I think they're going to use this to extend this generation.
That's what I think too.
Yeah, I think the Switch 2 generation might last 8 or 10 years. Like I'm not thinking it's going to be a short one.
Yeah, I think the PS5 Pro is kind of on the same thing.
Yeah. So that's why I put that down. Next prediction. Nintendo Land 2. Mini game collection with a heavy focus on mouse controls and multiplayer game share options. A big gimmick is extra phones being used as controller support.
Okay. I like that. See, this is why you did your homework ahead of time. You get like A+ level of homework. Mine's like a C-.
I told you guys to do your homework.
Absolutely
I
not.
did mine when I sent you guys the questions.
No, that's not how that works.
All right. This one's pretty throwaway because I was kind of running out of the Wii Master thing. It was in my bag for.
Yeah, it's the bag.
Bayonetta arrives on Switch 2 as a reboot for the entire franchise.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
It starts over.
I don't think that one's going to happen, but I like that prediction.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen either. My last one. Nintendo digs out an old IP to refresh. That's an easy prediction. The two that I put down as options. It's either going to be Golden Sun or Wario World.
Okay.
Wario World?
World.
World?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the difference between that and Land?
That's like similar. Yeah.
Wario World. Oh, yeah.
So that's Golden Sun.
Golden Sun, I can see.
I miss Wario World and Wario Land, so I wanted to put it in there, but the prediction was made with Golden Sun in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give a fun last one. I'll give a sixth one. Year 3, Switch comes out with something ridiculous like Labo.
Like something else, something new.
Like something weird off the wall. Like, why
One
is
of
this
my
a thing?
predictions was going to be there's no Labo, but I thought
It won't be Labo.
No.
It'll be
He's
something
saying
else.
like it's where we're like they're selling us cardboard, like that same reaction.
Something that's weird. Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I thought about trying to do something VR related, and I backed off of that too.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be VR. It's
I
going to
don't
be
think it
something
makes-
off the
I don't
wall
think
that's
it
like,
works.
why is this the thing?
Something that we can't even comprehend or conjure right
Correct.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, Alarmo.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
like that. Like along those lines. Here's the Switch 2 toaster.
Would a vitality sensor count? because they've done that in the past.
I guess that depending on how they use it, like I guess you use it in games, yeah.
Like if it was like a Wii Fit Vitality sensor, would that be you did it or not? Because I don't think so. I think like that would be like I can
It
see
depends on how they implement the vitality sensor.
Okay. All right.
Can I do one more? I'll do a more fun one too.
Just, you can
all,
just videos you want.
all of mine were very safe and non-specific.
Yeah, get daring.
I think that when there's not going to be a brand new Smash game for the Switch 2, but I think they're going to do an enhancement, like a Switch 2 version of Smash Ultimate for the Switch 2. But I think to do that, they will bring all the DLC to the base game, and I think that like all the DLC characters, and I think they're going to introduce Waluigi as a Switch 2 exclusive fighter.
I like it. They should do that. Wow.
Prediction.
I like it. I also was trying to play around with something Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think
You know
that's
what?
a real one. Like it's an easy one to kind of guess. Like what can they do with that?
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't really find something that I felt good about.
You know what? I'll add on to Rebecca's prediction. They do that, and it'll be Smash Brothers Ultimate Plus or Ultimate 2 with all the original characters, and they're going to bring you 5 more new characters.
Ooh, yeah. I can see that.
I think that I could see. Yeah.
Yes. And one
We've
of the
talked
5
about
new
this in the
characters
past. Yeah.
will be an Xbox character,
Chief.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked
And
about this in
one-
the past.
will be Aloy.
Ooh, a PlayStation character. I like that. That's good.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Build out those 5. We've already started. Keep going.
Well, I think
Waluigi
Waluigi will be like the free one, like the Piranha Plant was. I think that'll
Okay.
be like the base one, and then there will be 5 on top of that. Let's do Halo Chief.
I love this. We got chat. We have a name. Josh has named it Smash Brothers Ultimate
I like
Turbo.
it.
Let's
That's a
do
great
it.
name. Let's
All
go.
right. So we've got Waluigi, Chief, and Aloy.
Aloy.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Waluigi's not going to be. Waluigi's going to be the free one, and then we got
Okay.
5.
Okay.
So who
I
else
just
is
assume these are all included and they bundle this up as a new game.
there? Okay.
Smash Ultimate Turbo includes all DLC before and these 5 new characters.
Okay. I have a third character.
Tell me.
The guy from Fortnite. What's the guy from Fortnite name? The main guy you see on all the covers?
Jonesy.
Jonesy.
He'll
Okay.
be one.
That's good. It's okay.
No.
I don't like it, but it's a good guess.
Okay, now we need
I don't
2
want
more.
Jonesy in the damn game.
Do we do Crash Bandicoot?
That'd be
I'd
good.
rather Crash.
I'm
than Jonesy.
looking at the poll. I'm looking
Sure.
at the poll.
Yeah. Fucking Travis or Smash, damn it. They'll never put Travis in Smash.
No.
No.
Trying to think who else would be I'm trying to think of Nintendo characters who
I'm trying to
aren't in
think of a
Smash yet.
big brand. Like if that's really big.
Paper
Chief.
Mario.
Aloy.
That's a good one.
Is there a Pokemon? Is there a new big Pokemon?
Yeah, there probably would be. Maybe whoever is like maybe the Gen 10 character.
Yeah. Third party. There's got to be.
They'll add the new Donkey Kong skin to the game for the modern Donkey Kong.
I want Spyro. I would love Spyro for Smash.
Okay.
Nah. Sonic? Did they put him in already? I can't even remember.
Sonic's in Smash.
Yeah, Sonic's in the game.
Okay. I can't even remember. I haven't played Smash in years. You make your own character in Dark Souls, right? So you can't go to like that or Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've put so many characters in Smash, we literally can't.
Trying to think of Nintendo ones. Ooh.
Nintendo. We're overdue for like Impa
Ooh, I like that one.
or like some other Zelda characters. So like who from Tears of the Kingdom could they add?
You know who?
I
Who
was
I just
thinking
thought
of
of?
you.
Zelda from Echo's Wisdom.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Laura Croft.
That would
be a
be a
great
good
one.
one. That would be a good one. Why isn't she already in it?
Chief, Aloy, Laura Croft. Shovel
Paper
Knight?
Mario.
Shovel Knight, yeah.
Shovel Knight's a Echo Fighter, not an Echo
Thank
Fighter.
you.
What
Yeah,
the
it's costume.
trophy or
Yeah.
costume or whatever it is.
No, they're not gonna. You know, they patch out the old Donkey Kong,
Yeah, I think they have a skin
Yes,
for him.
I think they would do that.
patch in the new Donkey Kong.
Yes,
Can I get a Funky Kong?
I like Funky Kong.
We talked about Rayman earlier.
Rayman, ooh, that's a good one.
What about a Monster Hunter rep?
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a
I could see it. That's what I was originally thinking. I was thinking these big games. We have Elden Ring. What about V? Cyberpunk?
Ooh. He could be interesting.
I feel like we're way too like humanoid for this. I also, while we were all sitting there thinking and trying to look up things, I was thinking, what if there was an Xbox Pass?
Ooh.
5 Xbox characters.
Then you have Master Chief. You have
Marcus Phoenix.
Definitely. Gears. Phoenix.
is Doom an Xbox property now?
Dude,
Doom
yes.
Slayer.
Oh, Doomslayer is that. Just make that the one.
Yeah.
Doomslayer should be in Smash, and then we
He
could do
should.
the Annabelle shit. The Isabel.
Isabel.
We did the
Yeah.
Animal Crossing thing.
Ah, yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God, that's too good. How have we missed that this whole time?
That's perfect.
That's really good. I like it. Doom guy, Chief, Aloy.
Can we do Ori?
So Kyle the Pug says
I
Akuma
wish.
from Street Fighter. Which Akuma? Will it be regular Akuma
Roman
or will it be Roman
Reigns.
Reigns?
The Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns Akuma.
They just put Roman Reigns in Smash Brothers. Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, let's go. Put Cody Rhodes in there, Roman Reigns.
Cody Rhodes
I
is the
would
final boss.
I would love to see a lot of echoes at it as well, because that's like, you really don't need to do any work for that because
Correct.
it's already a character. Give
Yeah,
me
Palace Box would be
Chun-Li.
great.
I want Chun-Li so bad.
I want Snorlax.
Snorlax would be fun.
I want Snorlax. It's just a big ass fat dude just in the ring.
Yeah. More fat guys need to be in games. Respect it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fun.
Not enough fat love in games.
Crash is good.
Yeah.
I like it. I think that's the easiest way to redo Smash is to just bundle it all up, add a couple fighters, and do it again for another generation.
Yeah.
But I want to know, like, I would love to know, that's a better way of putting it, what their plans are for future Smash. Like, where do you go from Smash Ultimate? You have to go somewhere. It can't just be back to the beginning. Like, it almost feels like they need to, it's almost like they've perfected what this version of Smash is. So now we need to, like, make Smash a different style game. And I wonder if people are, like, open to that.
Yeah.
Or people are they willing to, like, could they make a 3D fighting Smash? Like, could they do something else? Or is it just single player content, levels, story? Like, you could do that.
What about Astrobot?
Ooh.
That's a really, really good call.
Yeah.
That's a much better call.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Astrobot would be very
That's
good.
it. That's our show.
And the Survival Kids, of course. Survival
Let's
Kids.
go.
Just remember, we masters. You heard it here.
Masters. Wow.
Yes.
That is the best prediction I've ever heard, ever.
I like it.
This is what smoking gets you. You're just sitting around one night. Think you're like, we master. Oh my God,
There
I'm
you
a
go.
genius.
All right. I got to go get ready. I'm going over to my parents' house for Memorial Day barbecue.
Nice. Yeah, we don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love that. Cool. Well, fun show, guys.
Fun show. We will see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Take care.
Peace.
Be safe.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?
Before I kill the show, we should have said Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Both of them should be in there.